This is session 56. Recap from last session. I'm going to maybe go through a little more detail just to catch our new player up. The party is currently about 4 levels into the Tomb of the Nine Gods, a horrible death trap created by an arrogant, deceitful bastard under the ruins of a city deep in the jungles of Chult. Everybody is trying to find whatever is causing the death curse, a curse that seems to be affecting the entire planet and is causing anybody who has been resurrected from the dead to slowly decay and die, and it seems to be stopping souls from passing on to the afterlife after normal people die. So kind of a mounting problem. The campaign thus far, to sum up about a year's worth of campaign, everybody came to Chult, wandered through the forest, found this dungeon, and I think we've spent the past about 2 months in real life slowly working our way through this tomb. Right now, the party has collected 8 of 9 trickster god spirits, each of which has an associated magical item and buff to whoever allows that trickster spirit to inhabit them. Somewhere further in the depths of this dungeon is ostensibly the source of the death curse, which I think you guys only know as something called the Soulmonger. More proximally in time, temporally proximal. Last session, after killing a bone dragon that seemed to be possessed or observed by a Sirak, the creator of this tomb, you guys headed down to the south wing of floor 4, where Teresa found herself in a maze type thing with a pair of weird, creepy flesh bags that attacked her after she picked up an incredibly ornate crown. I think you ended up defeating them with Iku, one of our NPCs. You two and Teresa zombies managed to defeat those creatures and have come out. Kellic, the Aarakocran Ranger, decided in the room to the west of him to go touch a mirror that was on the wall there. Got trapped inside it. Then everybody else broke the mirror and it spit out a whole clown car's worth of trolls, gargoyles, people, and other things. A combat ensued, and at this point we wrapped up with the party encountering the drow-clad Zolbris, a man going by the name of Biff Longsteel, who nobody really believes is Biff Longsteel, and a very ornately and fearsomely armored Chultan woman named Lacuna. And as we start the session, there is one last chunk of glass hanging where the mirror was, and it falls to the floor and shatters and spits out this person. And that is you, Hasiri. You get launched out of this prison you've been in for a while after observing this party have a grand melee. And I think that is where we are. Questions, comments before we kind of roll into it?
Nope.
Cool. Then the dungeon is everyone's.
Well, actually, one question. So all the big things are dead now, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Basically, cool. I think Lacuna had noted that the Minotaur that is now... So on the floor of this chamber is now a whole bunch of shattered glass, a splattered blood-sucking insect, a troll, a four-armed gargoyle, and a Minotaur that are all just kind of lying in a pile dead in the middle of this floor. And I think we had started moving down the hallway, but I moved everybody back just for reasons. So
I would also like to remind the DM of the 28 roll for persuasion by our excellent paladin?
Yeah, I think the way I'll run this is you guys were all. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. You guys had talked to Biff a fair amount, and I don't think anybody really trusted Biff. And then I think we kind of ended there. I think that's about where we were.
Wait, which one's Biff?
Biff Longsteel is the handsome fellow in a loincloth.
Uh-huh. I don't remember having substantial conversation.
Yeah, I didn't think we talked to
I
anybody.
remember everybody busting out of the mirror and me going like, "Hey guys, I'm gonna go kill a Sirak. Wanna come?" And then
all the
obviously
big things started trying to kill things.
Oh, crap, you're right. I'm sorry. The other group is also exactly at this point. And I literally just confused the conversation they had with Biff Longsteel with the conversation you didn't have with Biff Longsteel. My apologies.
Seems like a trustworthy guy. Let's move on. Nope.
Yeah, did it just end, Sebastian, with you being like, "Hi, friends, come with us. Let's go kill the bad guy"? I think that's how it ended, wasn't it?
Well, that was like right before combat started because like the troll and the gargoyle were like, "Screw that, we're just gonna kill everything."
Oh yeah, because the square is still black tentacles that are active. That's right, because Tlad...
Right.
Okay, so, sorry. Retcon, within the first 10 minutes of the session, nobody's talked to anybody. Sorry.
You know, no names.
Well, I mean, the names are... Oh, you can't see the names on the tokens. Oh, man. Man, I totally screwed everything up. Oh, best DM ever. Okay. So, yeah, I guess...
It's okay. We still haven't talked to them, so we don't really know.
Sure.
You don't know shit.
So, yeah. And Yaza, I guess you heard a bunch of this happening, but couldn't care because the skull of that dragon was just too pretty to look at.
Makes sense.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, checks out.
Okay, cool. So the green square is a pile of black tentacles that I think Tlad Zolbris Drow is maintaining. I think where we actually ended up was that Lacuna, the warrior woman down here, was kind of warily watching everybody. Biff is cowering in the corner. I'm just going to use their names at this point because I've said them like 5 times. So you've got Lacuna, Biff, Drow, and is it human bard? Are you a human bard? Half-elf bard? Half-elf bard. A half-elf bard that got spit out of the mirror. And that's where we are. So there we go.
So he's a bard, huh? Nice.
Sebastian, Lacuna, or the warrior woman, turns and nods to you and kind of takes a step over, keeping an eye on the drow and everybody else. The loincloth man is still just kind of watching, crouched in the corner. Will Ross, do you do anything?
Just coming out of this mirror and just seeing not a single face I recognize, I just kind of back up as far as I can against the wall and wait to see what happens. I just pull out my rapier, just anticipating getting jumped.
Right then, so if we can all tolerate working together for the next hours, days, however long it takes, I return to my previous proposal. We should all go kill a Sirak because I don't think there's any other way to exit this vile place.
The warrior woman slightly lowers her sword, her great sword, watching everybody else, and just kind of nods sidelong to you, but she's still eyeing everything in the room. The man in the corner says, I would like very much to get out of here, very much, so yes, I will follow you. And to the north, the drow surveys the room and lets the black tentacles kind of seep away back into the floor. And says, "Are you certain a Sirak is at the bottom of this place?"
I have every reason to believe that he is, though I have not seen him with my own eyes.
Well, I'm not particularly keen on going back in the mirror, so I'm not sure whatever choice I have right now. And he steps forward and gives a bow and says, I am Tlad Zolbris, at least temporarily at your service.
My name is Sebastian.
I'll just kind of look into the room and say Kellic and bird blink to everyone.
So seeing that there's no immediate threat, I'll just kind of look at everyone and say, have you seen Sven? Have you guys seen Grimish?
Sven? I don't believe I know any Sven.
Not the only ones that have entered this place as far as I know.
And you could just tell Will Rose is just utterly confused, just not knowing what's going on.
The warrior woman.
It's a surprise to see intelligent ones here. Admit to a welcome one.
Sorry, I didn't quite catch like half of that.
Sorry, my mic's messing up. Teresa was saying it's a surprise to see more people here. Admittedly, it's a welcome sight.
And the warrior woman will nod to you, Teresa, and survey the room and replace her greatsword in its sheath or holder, as it were, and will say, my name is Lacuna. I have watched all of the rest of you enter that mirror. I have not seen any others who are not in this room enter, so if you had companions, they left or didn't make it this far. And then she turns to the group of you, Teresa and Sebastian, and asks, is the Queen Napaka still alive?
I do not believe that she is. She lies in a sarcophagus in another room on this level. But she is very well preserved.
Hearing this, Lacuna bows her head and sighs to herself, and after a moment looks back up at Teresa and Sebastian, looks at you, both of you, and says, then I will help you to the end of this dungeon. And just kind of stands back, almost at attention.
Do you know how long you were in the mirror?
Well, it must have been only a few hours. You must have seen them. You must have seen other adventures in here.
Well, seen is the term. More like I've seen a corpse or two. One was a dragon one.
That could have been them.
Tlad kind of watches both of you and says, Sir Bard, I think maybe your mind has been scrambled by your time in the mirror. I think it has been at least months, if not longer, since you entered. I did see you join us in our prison, and that man, and he points at the man in the loincloth in the corner. I think that mirror sustained us, but each of us dealt with the time in it in our own way. And the guy in the corner says, well, hi, I'm I'm Biff Longsteel. Does anybody have any clothing? Because mine seem to be mostly missing. Somebody's pinging Kellic.
Well, I was going to be moving, and then Alex decided that she wanted the mouse instead.
So I'll give him some clothes. I have 3 sets of common clothes.
Awesome. Biff happily takes the clothes and puts them on. Yeah, I don't have a token for Biff wearing clothing, so there you go. Sorry.
Trying to see if I believe that that's his real name.
You do not at all believe that is his real name. Yes, Biff Longsteel seems to you a very suspicious name, not to mention the way that he announced that his name was Biff Longsteel.
I'll just kind of bird blink at him and say, your real name, what is it?
Biff! I'm Biff Longsteel of the Mandale Longsteels. Yep. That's my name. Intimidation. Unfortunately, he just kind of stares at you as you blink at him. You're trying to intimidate him, but it mostly just kind of looks to him like you're doing a weird bird dance in place almost.
Well, that sounds about right.
So the intimidation doesn't work, or at least has no effect on him.
Well, welcome to our quest. Try not to be disturbed by the sight of a shrunken beholder around the corner. Its name is Belcorge. And there is an earth elemental type by the name of Keshma somewhere else on this level.
She's up north. Decided not to squeeze through all the hallways, basically.
I'll just go up to Biff and say, don't really care so much about your real name. Just what brought you here?
I was with some companions, the Yellow Banner Company. They came down into the tomb and I was with them. We got separated and I ended up in the mirror.
I think I recall reading some notes of a Yellow Banner group of adventurers coming this way.
Yes, I think they preceded us by some number of months.
Yes, because we found the ruins of a camp in the ruined city outside. And I suppose that that dragonborn corpse is part of that company.
Oh no. Corpse. Oh man. Have you seen any others? Have you seen the dwarf? Have you seen the wizard?
I believe we've seen the remains of something else. I can't remember where. I think it's in the wine room. I think.
Yeah, I don't remember the details of every corpse that we found in this place.
Yeah.
You don't have meticulous notes of every corpse?
And
Come
we
on.
found another. Yeah, I remember now. Oh, so there was a dwarf.
The dwarf was in the
Puzzle.
room with the golden, like, boat.
The tiles on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I hope some of the rest made it further. I hope our commander made it. Maybe we'll find him further on.
That seems unlikely
Doubtful.
that we will find anyone still living. But we found you lot, so perhaps not all hope is lost.
What is it? What is it your party seeks in this dungeon?
We seek to end the death curse, which appears to be brought by the Soulmonger, which is in the possession of Asirak.
It sounds like a grand tale. Well, if you would help me look for my former party, I would gladly join you and hopefully get out of here alive.
If they are yet in this dungeon, we shall find them. Perhaps we should continue on about exploring.
And over the magical PA system,
You know, it's not often we have reunions here. It's almost touching to see so many disparate adventurers come together. I hope this makes your time here even more entertaining.
I guess I'm hoping my voice mod worked, but who knows?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
did.
it did.
Okay. I never know. The first time I do it, every time I never know. Anyway. So Sebastian, you're heading back to that area where Teresa got trapped.
Yes.
The pathway is currently open. The blocks with the murals on them that had opened and closed are open right now.
You don't suppose we should find a place to rest? Has it been?
You're about 6 hours away from being able to legitimately rest.
Well, to do a long rest anyway.
What about
Yeah.
illegitimately resting?
Do what you may. Will Ross, you do notice as you come out, I'm assuming everybody's kind of following, there is a miniature beholder floating next to a train of zombies and a short but very sturdy looking Chultan woman in the hallway that everybody's heading down. Are you familiar with Chult at all?
You had given me a brief description, but no, not in detail.
So Chult is kind of like Forgotten Realms stand-in for Africa. So just if I describe people as Chultan, it means they're probably native to this continent where you came from the Sword Coast.
I always think it's, like, in some ways it seems more like the Indian subcontinent.
I have opinions and would love to talk about them, but not right now.
Okay.
I could talk about the game design and lore of Chult for probably 2 hours, but
I digress.
Basically, Chult is kind of Africa. So there you go. And kind of like sub-Saharan Africa is in general, the closest I think you can get when you look at the culture. A lot of the names in Chult are like quasi-Kenyan or Ethiopian. It's a weird mix. It's a bunch of white dudes in the 80s wrote this, okay? Like, we'll come back to it later.
Or wrote the thing that this is based on anyway.
But yeah, Chult started in the 80s, but anyway, yes, Cool. Sebastian, you're heading off that way. Is anybody else doing anything right now?
I'm just gonna slowly follow him.
Cool.
Yeah, I will too. Oops, I think Teddy didn't mean to, but I don't think I can though.
Where is Teddy? I'm gonna... Sorry, I'm just... We have like a whole train. Teddy, are you here?
Yeah, off and on.
Cool. I'm just gonna move you off to the side in case you're like not here, and then I'll move you in if you need to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, cool. Biff, Yaza, Biff is kind of staying close to you. He's seems kind of happy after you gave him clothing. And you're a big
That's
heavily...
fine. I need more people. I need buddies playing with my hair. Does he play with my hair like the thing that's still on my shoulder?
Oh, your Chingwa? That little Chingwa elemental, yeah. Nothing has caused that Chingwa elemental to go away at this point. So you've still got... Basically, you've just got like a permanent hair braider hanging out. Sometimes the Chingwa hops onto your horns.
So basically you're saying I'm getting a posse that's for me.
You've got a posse of a Chingwa and Biff Longsteel, an apparently homeless man that you just gave clothing to.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine with all those. Sounds like a good posse so far.
Cool. Okay, so if everybody... Does everybody want to follow Sebastian, or are we going in different directions? What are we doing? I just want to know where to narrate.
I'm going the same way, Sebastian.
Yeah. I actually want to go back to the place where I was tracking.
Okay, so
On the drive.
I think what I'm going to do is get rid of some walls real quick in that area just to make life easier for all of us. There we go. So there... Ew, weird. Okay, I'll fix that in a second. Oh, I can see them all. Maybe try reloading Foundry, and that might do it, because I can see your character sheet perfectly well.
Okay.
Oh, nope, your spells are gone. Wait a minute. Let's try it again. Okay, so I took all the walls out of the area where Sebastian is. Sebastian, are you standing in front of that giant green devil mouth that you've seen now a frightening number of times? Are you just staring at it?
Is the area behind it still covered in magical darkness?
Yes.
Do I hear anything?
Yes, there is a very faint whispering coming from it. The whispering is not in a language you understand. And I think I'm just going to check everybody's languages. Oh! Kellic, you do understand the whispering coming from there. It is a whispering coming out in Abyssal. And
Kellic speaks
Knew that
Abyssal?
should have come in handy. Nice.
always take those languages. The whispering is just kind of repeating very softly, "Darkness is coming for you. Your doom is at hand." And it just seems to be kind of repeating that at random intervals.
I want to use Divine Sense.
While he's doing that, I want to reply in Abyssal and just say, "Darkness has come," and see what happens.
So I think... Wait, Teresa, you don't speak Abyssal, do you? No.
No, I speak Infernal.
So everybody else, you just hear... or some horrible version of that. The whispering reply, Kellic, continues to
Just
happen.
repeat.
Divine sense is presence of strong evil. Doop doop. You know the location of any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet of you. You know the type, but do not know its identity. For example, Count Strahd von Zarevich, for instance. Like, wow, way to just throw that in the description, guys.
Yeah.
Way to spoil what Strahd is. Jesus Christ. As if we didn't know. Okay, so...
But basically, I'm just trying to figure out if there are any more of those types of creatures back behind the darkness.
No, so basically, you don't sense anything. There is still a inky darkness in the mouth of this statue, and there is that whispering sound. But you do not sense any more creatures that you would...
I mean, other than the ones that I'm aware of already.
You go, bing! And there is no reply when you send out your divine sonar.
Cool.
Well, and I'll tell everyone what it's saying, and that it seems to not be sentient, and it seems to just be constantly saying it.
It's probably a magic mouth cast on it. Tempted to throw a torch inside of that mouth.
I don't think a torch is going to do anything, but you're the wizard.
Do you toss a torch in?
Nah, it's magical darkness, right?
I don't think you guys know if it's magical
My dark vision does not penetrate.
Ah, correct. Okay. So yes, the darkness is in some way defeating both Kellic and Sebastian. The mouth also appears to be pitch black to you.
Be right back.
I will ask Lucanu if she wishes to see the preserved body of Napaka for herself.
She takes in a breath and then says, "No, if she's gone, I don't need to see that. I just want to kill the one who caused that to happen."
Was there anything special about her scepter?
You see kind of from within the helmet a confused look on Lacuna's face, and she says, "Scepter? I don't recall..."
An iron face type thing?
I don't recall her ever having a scepter. Did you find one on her?
Yes.
May I see it?
Actually, I think I have the one from the throne. I don't remember who picked up the one that was in the sarcophagus.
Doesn't Yaza have it? The
Yeah.
other, like, you just said the word.
Scepter?
Scepter.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I took. Which one are we looking for?
The one from Napaka's sarcophagus.
The one that immolated, what's his face?
The NPC who's been forgotten so soon.
Oh, yeah. I totally have that.
Was I so forgettable that you have forgotten my name, not even 2 hours on?
Orvex.
Yeah,
It's
Orvex.
been something like 2 weeks on in real time.
I know. What, you mean I think about this game way more than anybody else who plays it? Oh my god.
What? So now Orvex is whispering to me from the grave? Okay,
So I
cool.
totally have that because I
You
took
cannot
it.
have the afterlife.
And that's the reason, I'm pretty sure that's the reason he died.
That is the reason he died. You killed him.
Yaza feels nothing.
Okay, so is somebody producing a scepter?
Yes.
Okay.
How's that?
So Lacuna will look at the scepter, and as she looks over it, she says, "This is not any of Napaka's regalia. If this was in her sarcophagus, I can only assume it's some cruel trick that a Sirak has put in play."
Right. Well, Kellick's going to reach into the inky black magic-y darkness and feel around and see if there's anything in there.
Do you smell anything?
Yeah, can I smell anything in there?
So as you begin to reach your hand in, I want you to make a reflex save.
My bird wing? Okay. Is that dexterity, I'm guessing?
Yeah, sorry, dexterity. System whiplash. So as you start to reach in with your hand, your kind of like your ring finger and your pinky finger, as you reach them in, the tips of them, you feel a searing pain as they cross the blackness, and as you snatch your hand back, and as you snatch your hand back, the last kind of the fingertips of your pinky and ring finger on your right hand are gone. They have just literally been annihilated from existence. This doesn't have a gameplay effect, but you have basically lost the tips of your right ring finger and pinky finger as they reached into that darkness.
Interesting.
They are neatly cauterized, though.
Anybody need fingerprint removal?
But Calyx okay?
Yeah, I mean, aside from basically cosmetic damage, there's no gameplay effect because that was a pretty good reflex save, or dex save. Like as soon as he reached in, the burning started, but it got the fingertips on 2 fingers. But there's no like stat penalty for it.
Cool.
You quickly enough pulled your hand back that you can still use your bow and everything. You're just
Have we checked this out at all? Has anybody looked at that?
Yeah. Picking up the
oh yeah, that was the tiara. Yeah.
Caused the pillars to close that area off and the things to come out of the skull and attack.
Yep, that's right.
It looks like there's stairs.
Oh god.
Well, I don't usually like to be called that, but you know.
Just piling all the players in tonight. You got a full house. Okay, Sebastian, are you running around up into Unk's tomb up there?
Yes. I want to take another look at the maze.
The maze has stopped moving.
Okay.
It's pretty much inert at this point. Yeah.
I want to examine the maze and look for some kind of key that might go with the clock in this room over here.
Give me a perception check. And then Yaza, you're going down the stairs to the north of that set of corridors that the Tiara and Sebastian and Teresa are in.
Yeah.
Okay. Sebastian, you spend a few minutes looking. You don't see any sort of key in the miniature maze on the wall in front of you. Yaza, before you you see, kind of as you descend down these stairs, there's a hallway where you can... I don't know how much you can actually make out in here from your current vantage point, but there's definitely a
Skeletons?
well, the skeletons have been all over this floor. Basically, the brickwork of this floor is collapsing, and it looks like the builders of this floor were entombed within the walls of the floor itself, and they are slowly spilling out as the walls down here deteriorate over time.
Oh, charming.
Yeah, it's a lovely place. Let's move Belcorge and...
Do I need a roll for anything, or can I, like, keep
Nope,
looking?
you can keep going. Where'd Sebastian go? Sebastian, you're standing on the balcony overlooking the gargoyles statues?
Yes.
Okay. So, Yaza, as you come into this room proper, let's see here. Okay, you see, at this point, one of these starting to get a little bit repetitive, giant green stone skulls set against the far wall, the east wall. To the west, you can just make out Sebastian, Keshma, and Belcorge on a balcony across from the bottom of this room that contains the 4 large stone gargoyle statues standing on top of about 10-foot tall plinths. And then you notice this corridor itself seems to be pretty barren, but there is a mural on the wall to the north here, just kind of depicting a series of 4 skeletons, kind of just in a macabre dance posse on the wall there.
Huh. Okay. Can I, like, feel around on it and see if there's anything that's, like, unusual or maybe would be, like, open to something else? Like, try to feel on the wall?
Yeah, as you feel on the wall, and Kellic, you notice this immediately as you're watching Yaza investigate that wall as you come up behind her. Kellic, you notice that there's a big seam.
Is it a secret door?
Sure, it's a secret door. There's basically, between the two of you, you're able to figure out that if you kind of press on the right bones on the skeleton, it looks like they're hidden buttons, that if there's multiple of them that look like they... Basically, various parts of the skeletons look like they can be depressed to cause this wall to maybe do something.
Okay. I think we'll do that.
Cool. So you guys press one of them. Are you going down the stairs and through the room, Xanthiel?
Sorry, I don't know which route you guys went.
So we're kind of at a weird
point
point because I think Sebastian is standing on the balcony above the main stairwell. Everybody, but he is backtracking. This group went to basically the mirror room. I think you know what that is at this point. And then they went to the east and went through the area that I don't think you have seen in the other game.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
This one?
Yep. So you know the door where you guys couldn't figure out how to get through it?
Yep.
They went through that.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So you're following that path, basically?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. So then, Yaza, you push on one of those buttons, and it opens to reveal a chamber beyond. The door, the wall kind of just slowly grinds up into the ceiling, revealing a chamber beyond. This chamber So as you open as this door lifts up and opens, some waves of heat come out of the chamber in front of you, and the walls are scribed with relief carvings showing volcanoes setting cities ablaze. There are rows of tiny holes bored into the floor and the 10-foot high ceiling at the top of the room. There's a human skeleton embedded in the opposite wall, which holds an iron sconce with a burning red candle in it.
I'm gonna say, what do the ceilings look like though in this room?
They have holes in them.
Both the ground and the floor.
Yeah, so
The floor too.
the ceiling is the ceiling looks the same as the floor art here.
Ooh, okay. I was gonna have Kelly climb around, but that's not gonna work.
I mean, I could fly over to the other wall, stick on the other wall. Is there anything on the walls?
The walls have murals of relief carvings showing volcanoes setting cities ablaze.
Nice. So I could probably walk on those and no one would care, right?
Yeah.
They're just art.
Yeah, just art. Yeah, that sounds like it'll blow up the room. No big deal.
No problem. It's fine.
Oh, did you guys rest, by the way?
No, we have not.
No, it didn't.
If you need to rest, I have tiny hut. We could try to find somewhere to set that up.
I am completely out of spells except for like 1 second level spell.
Yeah, me too.
Let me just check. So yeah, the last rest was right before you guys met Belcorge. The Beholder.
Oh my god, that was a million years ago.
It seems a million years ago, but it was actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours ago in game
We've
time.
recruited 4 companions, gained a new player, killed a bone dragon, and immolated what's his face?
Orvex.
Orvex.
Killed the guy.
Yeah.
How could you?
Poor Orvex.
Yeah, we've done a lot in the last couple hours. It's been a busy day.
Didn't Theresa try to bring back the dragon as well?
I thought about it, but I
Might be
didn't
tricky to
really
get down the
spell
holes.
slot.
That's what we were saying.
I
Trying to
did
get
have
it.
to get a third zombie from
I mean, Kashmir already has an easy time, so...
I think the final decision there was that the dragon was too big to even probably get through the hallway, maybe.
It had been on a diet, though. It lost a lot of weight.
Yeah, it didn't really have much meat on its bones.
Hey, it's the sword guy.
You've met these NPCs in the other game, so I'm not going to
We
reiterate
sure
it.
have.
So-
I only remember one of them, though.
If I look through this doorway, are there any like obvious pressure plates or anything that I can see, or any kind of like triggers for traps?
So basically, you can see the holes in the floor and the ceiling. You see the room is definitely warm. The sides of the room have the relief carvings of volcanoes. The skeleton at the far end of the room looks half embedded in the wall. Like it looks to be a real skeleton embedded in the wall, holding a flickering candle. Outside of that, there don't appear to be any other features in this room.
Can I get up like close to the first tile that we see, like before entering the room, and just see if I can ascertain what would, if it's connected to anything, or what's in the holes without touching it?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can kind of just, like bend over and look in the holes, and all of the holes look bored straight into the stone that is the floor. And they just trail off into darkness. Do you have dark vision? Probably, because everything has dark vision.
That's not
Thanks,
true.
5e.
Yeah, 5e, where I think more than half
My
of the
pulse
races
circle doesn't have it.
Yeah, well, okay, anyway.
I don't.
Moving on from me complaining about things. So I guess for anybody who has dark vision, you can see a bit of a ways into the hole, but you can't see anything beyond it in the floor. Like, I don't know. Imagine looking down a 2 or 3 foot pipe, right? Like, it's, if there's something on the other side, you can't tell what it is. Or even if there is another side. But it looks like these holes in the floor go on for a while.
So I wanted to cast thaumaturgy and cause tremors in the room, like just to see if what would happen.
So just kind of like making vibrations and stuff around the room, like kind of like poking the floor on the walls.
Exactly.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Huh.
Has anybody prestidigitation?
No. I have infinite amount of times I can cast thaumaturgy, but no, not prestidigitation. I love prestidigitation.
Can you relink the little? It's not a poem, but the words that. Oh, there it is. I see it now.
The warning?
Death to fire, dine or drown, precious air, and falling sand. The army sleeps in silence. The mirror holds 12. Find the iron scepter twin. Maze holds a key. So, yeah, because I was trying to find where that warning was.
Yeah, the warning
what if
plaque.
I try to put that thing out, that light out.
Let's see here. Sorry, I'm
So I was gonna say, what
closing
if
the windows.
what if I try to put it out with like Eldritch Blast or something?
Like use some method to put the candle out?
Yes.
Sure. What cantrip do you want to use to try and do that?
Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so I think the way this is going to work is you Eldritch Blast and hit the candle, and it winks the light out of existence, the burning wick of the candle, and almost immediately as that happens, kind of everybody standing in front of this chamber is teleported as the candle goes out.
Uh-oh, what happened?
Damn.
And you find yourselves in another room. This one is a small cell that smells moldy. Its damp walls are covered with living snails and oysters, and features sculptural reliefs of tidal waves destroying coastal cities and ships. A merfolk skeleton, embedded in the east wall, clutches an iron sconce fitted with a burning red candle. Suddenly, as you all appear in the room and see your surroundings, lukewarm water begins to pour into the cell through rows of tiny holes in the 10-foot ceiling.
Are the nails edible?
Seems like the least of our worries at this point.
They look like normal snails. And there's dozens of snails and oysters all over the walls.
I grab an oyster and eat it.
What did Wilrose see from the other side?
Oh, sorry, you're in there too.
Ah, okay.
Sorry. Let me...
Yeah, and I'm gonna pick up a snail.
Boo-boo. Okay,
Are there any secret doors?
So Yaza's just gonna be really weird, and she's gonna pick up a snail and like lick the bottom of the snail.
So I'm sorry, who ate something?
I ate an oyster.
Okay.
Yaza licked a snail.
Did anyone else do anything?
I offered it to the thing that's on my shoulder after I licked it.
Okay, let's see. Sebastian, you teleport, as does Teresa, into another chamber. Let me... So for everybody in the room where the water is starting to rise, you see Sebastian and Teresa just grab some of this wonderful seafood and throw it in their mouths, and as they chomp shut, they disappear.
Guess I'll follow suit then.
Yeah, well then I
Do I
guess
have
I'll
you in
throw
here?
the snail down, and then
Yeah,
I'll
I'm
eat
here.
an oyster.
Are there any secret doors?
No, there are no secret doors.
Damn it.
Okay, so Xanthiel, or I'm sorry, not Xanthiel. Well, Xanthiel, you ate something, you teleport. Yaza, your lick does nothing, but as you toss one of these down, you also teleport to another room. And everybody else is kind of seeing this happen right now.
What do we see in the skeleton that's holding the candle?
It's a merfolk skeleton holding a candle as water is now kind of reaching up to your knees in this room.
I'll look to Theodore and Quellic kind of frantically. Should we try to put it out?
Well, that's what got us into this mess.
Okay. Can I cast Mage Hand and attempt to put out the flame?
As you try to cast Mage Hand, nothing happens, almost as if there is some effect preventing you from casting magic in this space. Like, you go through the motions and words, but just, like, nothing happens.
Kellic pulls out an arrow and chops off the wick of the candle.
So as you whip your arrowhead through the candle, it passes through and has no effect. Almost as if it isn't even there.
I'm just gonna kind of slowly look over at both of them, bird blink, pick up a fucking oyster and chomp down.
Oh, do I see anything in here, by the way?
I'm gonna come to that room in a second.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm kind of trying to resolve each room. Kellic, you also teleport into another room.
Will Roast will look at Theodore and say, I don't want to be alone again, and I'll pick up an oyster and eat it.
Cool. You teleport, and Teddy, are you there? Cool.
Teddy eats an oyster.
Teddy eats an oyster. Sorry, he's probably cleaning something. So the room, as you all kind of pop into the next room, you are teleported into a room with no light, no sound, and no air. And you all immediately are very aware that there is no air in this room. Anyone who has dark vision can see that there are sculptural reliefs on the walls of this dark cell showing tornadoes uprooting trees and tearing cities apart. There are very obviously these skeletons of Aarakocra embedded into the wall. And there is a whole skeleton sticking out of the east wall holding an iron sconce bearing an unlit red candle. And I guess anybody else who can... Yeah. Yep. Sorry. So let me read that one more time. Sculptural reliefs on the walls of this dark cell show tornadoes uprooting trees and tearing cities apart. An Aarakocra skeleton embedded in one wall holds an iron sconce bearing an unlit candle. And there are various other Aarakocran skeletons kind of half embedded in the rest of the wall. All of you are immediately starting to feel the effects of suffocation.
Sick.
I'll try to
go.
see. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go to the candle, pull out my tinderbox and exhale over it in attempt to light it.
Oh, that's cool. So as you exhale, you puff out some air and strike your tinder kind of at the same time, and there's a brief spark and flare, but the oxygen, I'm using 20th century knowledge, but like the air that you exhale burns in a flash and fails to light the candle in the sconce.
Ooh, I'll go over and help Sebastian.
How about my mace, which is constantly on fire because of a cleric enchantment?
Um,
But is your mace actually on fire, or does it
yeah,
just
it's
look
not.
like
It
on
looks
fire?
No,
like
it just looks like it.
Yeah.
So it creates light.
Oh, well. The room is fully lit then, so everybody can see everything in here. Which is basically the description I gave. Sorry, I don't have a good lights.
Can Wilrose like investigate the walls to see if there's anything that could lend itself to being like a false wall or like any sort of switch or relief?
So the wall is studded with the bones of Aarakocran skeletons embedded in it. That's the only real feature. Kellic, you don't notice any secret doors.
You knew it was coming.
If you want to give me a perception or investigation roll, you can definitely do so.
But I think we both have like 23 passive perception, don't we? We just look for it. Yeah. I may have forgotten how to do it in 5e.
How does one roll?
That's passive perception. There, oh, the regular perception. There we go.
So I'll say, yeah, Kellic and Xanthiel. You both notice that it looks like the bones in the wall are not deeply embedded, almost just kind of like haphazardly thrown into the masonry here.
Can I pull one out? If it's like just been tossed into it, I'm guessing.
You can kind of break one out. As you do so, it snaps in half, and there's a little puff as the bone breaks, and it seems almost like some air is expelled from the interior of one of the bones.
Huh. I break some more bones, like a bunch of them, as many as I can, as quickly as I can. Just start like going to town with a mace.
Just like drag it across the wall.
Yeah, just start smashing shit.
It releases each one releases a small puff of air. They all dissipate very quickly. You get the impression that breaking these is not going to get you enough air to fill this room as you're doing this.
The air could work to light a flame, though. It could be enough air to light flame.
I wanted to help Sebastian. I was going to try to just like help him, or like, you know, like wave air in, or like try to blow out whatever I can do to help him.
Crack a bone right next to the candle, light the fire, boom, done.
Again, when you guys try to do that, there's a spark, but there's just not enough air in one of these bones to keep the flame lit long enough.
I could do that.
You're just trying to do radiant damage to everyone?
No, not everyone, but like I can each creature of my choice. So I don't have to like burn allies, I can just burn something maybe. Just with holy energy.
Well, you have to target a creature, and the only creatures in here are your party members.
Damn it. Shit, I don't know. Fuck it, Xanthiel's resistant to fire damage. Oh, that's not fire damage. Never mind. God damn it. I don't know. I don't have any spells left, so I can't light fires. Otherwise, I'd just like make a wall of fire and I'd be out of here.
Would there be anything that like Kellic would recognize with the skeletons that seems out of place? That there's like bones that he recognizes wouldn't be part of the Aarakocra like body, or something that just doesn't fit with those skeletons?
Aside from somebody taking a lot of time to embed a whole bunch of your dead, well, probably not kinfolk, but other dead Aarakocran into the wall, everything does look like Aarakocran bones. Let's see here. I think I'll say so. Yeah, nothing strikes you as. I've said this so many times, but like, aside from the fact that somebody embedded a whole bunch of Aarakocran bones into the wall, nothing else seems like out of the ordinary or attention grabbing. I'll say for the group of you furiously trying to light this candle, you're getting the impression that lighting this candle is going to be a difficult or impossible task. And we're starting to get up to the point where folks with lower constitution scores are really starting to feel the effects of not being able to breathe in this space.
So wait, does constitution help? And how much? Or how long?
So suffocation, you can hold your breath for a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your con modifier minimum of 30 seconds.
Oh shit, I'm fine then. I've got 23 constitution.
Well, everyone else does.
Well, you better figure that shit out for us then, because I'm about to pass out.
Yeah, but I have literally nothing to do with it. Like, I don't... Fuck.
Well, does it, like, help if we, like, bring some of the air that is into the room, like, kind of, like, try to, like, sweep it towards Sebastian when he's trying to light it at the same time?
I feel like if we'd exhale or something that's not oxygen, it's like only a little bit of it is.
That's why I was saying sweep in the stuff from the room, I'm hoping.
Maybe it's a magical trick. Maybe I could cast spell magic on something and see if that will...
Yeah, does anybody have fire magic?
I'm completely out of magic. I have a 2nd level spell, and that's it for healing.
I could lightning arrow all of us.
I have a question. The sconce itself, you said the reason why the flame isn't lighting is because we have a lack of oxygen, right?
Yeah, so basically this room is, I mean, it's not a vacuum, because if it was actually a vacuum, that would...
It would explode.
Yeah, like, there'd be problems. So basically it's an air... I guess the room is full of inert gas. Let's just say it's full of, I don't know, nitrogen. For anybody who knows chemistry, or whatever. Sorry,
Right.
My brain is going off down a chemistry kick now. Maybe not nitrogen, because that could become incredibly explosive in the wrong scenario.
Oh shit, yeah, that could work.
No, that'd be hydrogen.
Well, there's a lot of gases. The room's full of basically... There's no air as you guys are breaking these bones. Each one is giving out like a little bit of air, but the volume of this room, which is like 15 feet to a side, and it's a cube, it seems apparent that just breaking bones to try and fill the room with air is not going to get you enough in the time that you have as the...
So I'm casting Searing Smite, and then I basically have a flame weapon. And my target, I was thinking my target would be the wick.
It's not a creature.
Yeah, I love 5th edition. You can't actually Searing Smite without hitting a creature, so...
just hit Xanthiel. She has resistance to fire, so...
Alright, great. We're gonna hit Xanthiel.
Yeah, Xanthiel, just go stand right under the wick.
So I hold the wick.
She'll swing past the wick with the flaming sword to hit you, and it happens to be,
Yeah, it's like, oh, what a coincidence. Just
Yeah.
Oh, wow, it just happened to be
Well,
close.
because I have resistance to fire too, but obviously, I
well,
could hit
I
my
don't
notes to myself, but yeah.
So... in the interest of kind of trying to resolve this, I'll say, Xanthiel, you're going to take 1d6 bludgeoning damage as Yaza hits you with the flat of her sword to try and get this searing smite thing. The blade definitely sears past the wick and again just has no effect on the wick of the candle.
Oh shit!
Gosh dang it. Oh well.
And now you used up more air. No, it's just...
Well, there's no air.
It's
This
better
is
than,
yeah.
yeah, I haven't got a fucking play, so it's better than nothing.
Well, that was, I think, basically my play. I have a tinderbox too. Can we start a bonfire?
Can we tiny hut? Like buy ourselves more time? I don't know.
What if we try to like pull the sconce out of the wall? Maybe. It clearly doesn't want to be lit.
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try to rip it out of the wall.
The last room, the sconce wasn't the answer. Is there anything else around us that could be an answer?
So the room is full of Aarakocra bones embedded in the wall, the sconce, and that Aarakocra skeleton holding the sconce.
Wait, I have that. I got it. I have this.
Yeah, you have that.
Unlock the bones.
You got a bag full of bone keys.
I throw one of them at the skull.
It's very satisfying. I'm gonna say, let's see. I'm gonna say we've been in here for about a minute and a half right now.
Josh is gonna start pulling all the bones off the wall.
Kellic tries to bite down on one of the bones.
Yeah,
So-
like try to get some air into your lungs or something.
So Kellic, as you bite down on one of the bones and crack it open, the puff of air goes into your mouth and you teleport out of the room.
Oh
As
shit!
As soon as Gaza heard that and as she was pulling bones up, the next bone she was about to pull off, she'll do the same thing.
And I don't know which token I have. That's Yaza, okay. As you bite down on a bone and get that puff of air, you also teleport to another chamber.
Cool. Guess
I'll do
I'll follow
likewise.
suit.
Will Roast will follow suit as well.
Pew, 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 pew. I'm just going to assume...
I'm just picturing being Kellic in this room and just all of a sudden just like... Pump, 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 pump.
Yep.
You've lit the signer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yaza will immediately start looking for shit on the walls to pull off.
So you all find yourself, as you bite down on these bones, you're pulling off the wall and teleport in. You're in another 15 by 15 by 15 chamber. The walls of this cell are covered with reliefs showing desert sands swallowing the ruins of civilization. There is a bas-relief figure of a robed Medusa dominating one wall. That is where the candle type thing is. So over here on the east wall. It wears a stone necklace with an obsidian pendant and clutches an iron sconce with a burning red candle in it. Sand begins to fall from tiny holes bored into the 15-foot high ceiling, and you hear a rumbling noise under the floor. And I am actually going to put... we're kind of going to go turn-based on this room, just so that my brain can function. So I'm just going to quickly... I'm starting a combat tracker just so I know what order people can go in for any given reason. But we're not actually in combat. I'm just using...
For
initiative
time,
order.
so you can kill us.
Yes. So I know what the time is, so... Well, here we go. Whoa.
I hate them.
That was fun. Play. So let's see here. So there is sand falling onto the floor of this, basically, this whole room is a giant cube except for the Medusa mural in the wall. The Medusa mural is wearing a stone necklace with an obsidian pendant and clutches an iron sconce with a burning red candle in it. Sand is falling down. Yaza, I think I'm going to have you just act first because I did initiative order to give everybody a turn.
Okay. So there are still murals on the wall and everything, right? There's not a skeleton in this room, though, right?
There's a stone Medusa holding a iron sconce holding a candle.
Is the candle lit?
Yes. It's a burning red candle.
I'm gonna go up and try to put it out. I don't know where the Medusa is, but wherever it is.
It's where Kellic is standing.
Okay, so that's where I'll go.
Sure, you're able to reach out and put out the candle. Nothing seems to happen, besides you do successfully put out the candle. I think I'm going to jump to Sebastian.
I'm going to go touch the obsidian pendant.
So as you push against the pendant, it feels like it should move, but right now, for some reason, it is not moving.
Okay, I'm back.
So, Teresa, you guys are in a 15 by 15 by 15 stone chamber covered with reliefs showing desert sand swallowing the ruins of a civilization. The only other feature in this room is a bas relief robed Medusa where Kellic is standing. It has a stone necklace with an obsidian pendant that Sebastian is trying to poke, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything right now. The Medusa sculpture is holding an iron sconce with a burning red candle in it, and sand is falling into this room. There is a rumbling sound coming from beneath the floor. Sebastian, I think, you went over and pushed on the necklace. I'm going to jump to Kellic now.
What was the necklace made out of that the pendant's hanging on?
Onyx. Or, I'm sorry, obsidian.
Oh, so the necklace itself is obsidian and the pendant is onyx?
Sorry, the necklace is it's a stone necklace with an obsidian pendant set into the sculpture.
Is the stone... Oh, it's like... So the necklace is a part of the sculpture.
Yes, and that's what Sebastian is poking at. And Sebastian, you felt like it should move, but it's locked or not able to move right now. So
can I do an investigation roll to figure out if there's like a trigger or something? Or perception, I guess? Or how, I don't know what I would use.
I think what I'll say is just in lieu of rolling, like, as you watch Sebastian hitting this does look like a button, but for some reason it is not currently working.
Does the Medusa's eyes have anything? Are they, like, remarkable at all, or are they just carved stone?
The whole rest of the Medusa is just carved into the stone of the wall.
Is there any obsidian on any of the reliefs anywhere else?
No.
I'm going to suggest that we relight the flame and then try and push the obsidian. And that's all I can do because I don't have any fire.
Cool. Will Ross. Whoops.
Okay, I'm just checking my inventory to see if I have anything that can light it. Okay, I have a candle in my inventory. Could I use that to light?
It's probably unlit. Do you have like a way to light fire in your inventory?
I can toss you my tinderbox. For some reason, I have 2 of them.
Okay, I'll shout, "Hey, someone throw me your tinderbox," and then I'll receive it. And then I'll use the tinderbox to relight the candle.
You successfully do so. The candle lights back up.
Okay, is that my turn, or do I have an opportunity to try to...
I'm gonna say that's your turn because I am trying to track like 6-second rounds because of the way this room works. So I'm gonna say that's 6 seconds. Teresa, it is your turn.
Okay. Let's see. So I'm the with Medusa and man. Is that correct?
I'm sorry? Come again?
Am I in the room with the Medusa?
Yeah, so the Medusa is where Kellic is kind of standing.
Okay. So part of the warning says find the iron scepter. Now, did we pick up something like that along the way?
You said the Iron Scepter?
Yeah, I'm looking at the warning. Let's find the iron scepter.
So you guys do have an iron and an adamantine scepter.
I can't remember. I did pick up something like that. Is there a place where I can, where this statue be holding them again?
The Medusa's holding the candle with both hands. So it doesn't look to you like there's a good place to lodge one of these scepters in this room.
Oh. Can I pick up sand and pour it on the candle?
The candle goes out as you pour the sand on it, as a candle probably would. And then I think I'm going to jump. Teddy, are you around? Owen, are you there? No, he's cleaning. I'm going to jump Xanthiel. Do you want to do anything right now?
I don't know what I can do. Shit, I don't know. Guess I'll just look around the room, see if I can see anything else that'll, be of use. That's perception.
So it does look, as you look around the room, as the sand is starting to fill up the bottom of the floor, you do notice kind of running north to south down the middle of the floor before the sand completely covers it. There does seem to be a seam running down the middle of the floor of this room, and there is a rumble coming from below.
Huh. I tell everyone that, and I guess that'd be my turn.
Cool, so the next round, I'm kind of going to open it up. So the sand's about 6 inches deep right now, making it annoying but not impossible to walk around. I'm going to break out of combat order and just say everybody can kind of decide in about 6 seconds for a combat round if there's something you want to try and do right now.
What was the floor made of?
Stone.
I pull out the adamantine-headed mace and smash it into the floor.
Give me an attack roll for damage, I guess. Or give me a damage roll on, a mace. Is that 1d8?
I cast Bardic Inspiration on him.
Actually, add the mace to my inventory. I just wrote it on my other possessions.
I think a mace is just 1d8. Am I accurate there, or am I crazy?
And you have a d10 that you can use on either the attack roll or on the attack roll. Ability check or a saving throw for 10 minutes.
Damage is 1d6 plus your strength mod. So just roll me a 1d6 because I'm assuming you can hit the floor. Cool. So you heft the mace and smash it into the floor. I'll say you hit it kind of near the seam through the sand, and you see some of the sand. It knocks like a 2-inch chunk into the floor that falls down, and some sand begins to drain. That rumbling noise gets a little louder from the hole, and you, looking down, can see something moving very quickly about 10 feet below you, in the darkness down there, kind of like 2 giant rollers kind of running into each other in the middle of the room. About 10 feet below you.
Sorry, you said 10 feet below there's 2 rollers?
So I think Sebastian can see this because he's just smashed the floor, but it's like a little 2-inch hole that sand is pouring into. But yeah, there's basically 2 big rollers about 10 feet below the floor of this room, which Sebastian, you now know is a false floor. Kind of filling the space below the, now you know, Sebastian, the platform that you are standing on.
Right, so is it like a shredder below us? Is that what I'm seeing?
Oh, let's just do this. You can just make out below you. I just removed the floor tile. Yeah, you can see basically teeth of a shredder spinning beneath you. Through that little hole.
Lovely.
Oh, that's pleasant.
What'd you say I could do with the inspiration dice?
Bardic Inspiration as a bonus action. For 10 minutes, the creature can add 1 ability check, a D10 to 1 ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. This can be added after seeing the throw, but before knowing the outcome.
Okay. So I can't use it for damage. You're not a Valor Bard. I'll use my second attack and just hit the floor again, knock out a bigger chunk.
Okay.
And
You can pretty clearly see the teeth of this roller through that hole, and it's letting out a tiny trickle of sand is falling down into it.
I start pushing sand through the hole.
Okay. Does anybody else want to do anything right now?
I'm just stumped.
Can I take a look
So
at
does help.
Can I take a look at the pendant that the Medusa is holding? You said we can't interact with it. It feels like it's stuck. Is there any way to investigate to see if it's stuck magically or physically, or what's holding it back?
I'd say either if you want to physically inspect it, it'd be investigation. If you want to magically ascertain what's going on, it would either be Arcana or detect magic to see if there's any magical effects in the room. If you have the detect magic spell.
Yeah, I'll attempt to investigate it more.
Teresa, is that well, there we go.
Contact.
Somebody can
Hey, there's a bard.
investigate something. Yeah.
We got a bard.
I'll do an Arcana check then.
Sure, go for it.
So that was my investigation. I don't have
No,
detect.
that's fine. I'm just I was waiting for Teresa's roll. So Teresa and Will Ross, between the two of you, kind of examining this button as the sand is pouring down, or this pendant button thing. Teresa, you're pretty sure there is not actually a magical effect going on with this button. Will Ross, you're pretty certain that there is some mechanism behind it that is currently locked, pending some sort of trigger in this room. You would assume.
Can I try and pull it out of the wall?
Give me a strength athletics check.
Would also point that one out, but yeah.
Well, you're trying to pull a little thing out. This isn't like a...
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
But
Strength
I'm still willing to say go ahead and give me a strength athletics check.
Yeah, not the greatest.
I'll say you kind of like try to pry or grab against the stone. You feel like with a Herculean effort and a really good lever, you might be able to break the button, but you're kind of going in the wrong direction.
I have a crowbar, if that'll help.
You would have a crowbar.
I mean, she's a smith.
Yeah. I'm going to say if you want to do that next round, you could pull another thing out to try and do something.
Yeah, because that's 4 seconds easy.
Let's see. So we've had Teresa, Will Ross is gone, Sebastian, you did a thing. Yaza, did you do anything, Yaza? Or you just...
I think I just went over to investigate.
Okay, cool. And then Kellic, did you do anything right now?
Nope.
He hasn't done anything. He's just been bird blinking at everybody.
Yep.
Okay, so I think that covers everyone. I'm going to move to the next functional round of what's happening in here. So at this point, the sand has filled up to about a foot deep. And as the sand piles up and as you're all investigating this button, you all feel a sudden lurch, and everybody is on the edge of the room. So what is going to happen is the weight of the sand causes the floor of this room to basically collapse downwards and fall into the now completely revealed stone grinders beneath you. I need everybody to make a dexterity save at advantage.
Oh, sick. Oh, no. Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, I died. It's okay, I have 9 lives, though.
No, I just rolled 6 twice.
Oh, that's bad.
Ternary horses aren't very dexterous.
Don't worry, I can save someone. I got a critical.
I mean, if I had my frickin'
Everybody
spells, I could
within
just turn
10
it off.
feet
But...
of me gets a +4 to their save.
I don't think a +4 is going to save my roll.
Question: If I'm rolling with, you said roll with advantage, can I spend a luck point to roll again?
Yeah.
Much better.
Can you donate luck points to other people?
I can give you bardic inspiration.
I don't think that's gonna help me much. I got the same thing. My highest roll is a 6.
Hey, Teddy, are you here?
Yeah, I'm good.
Can I grab you in the Tomb of Annihilation channel real quick?
Sure.
Goodbye.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So do you want me to do this to your character and see what happens?
Well, I think I'm gonna die, so I might as well.
Okay, I just want to check, because I might use you as the test case.
All right.
And we'll see what happens.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna drag you back up then. I mean, you can say no. That's fine. But if just like next session.
No, it's fine.
Okay,
no, it's
cool.
good.
Because I never use mine. I have 2 third level spells still left.
Okay, so... Oh shit, I was wrong, because we said we're doing average damage. Oh boy. Okay, so... Teddy, you scramble for the edge of this lip and slip and fall into the mechanism below you, and take 124 force damage as you fall into the gears and are ground to just a hideous pulp. You all hear a thud as his body hits the floor below, And then I think Will Ross. Who's? Stop hitting stuff. I'm trying to scroll through chat. I will
Stop hitting stuff.
From
Can
ground
I
to
not
bulk, would it
misty
be a
step to the
thud?
bottom?
It's more of a splat.
There we go.
A wet thud.
I think Xanthiel.
Can I misty step to the
Yeah,
bottom?
I guess I'm just dead
just
too. Fuck.
give me like 10 seconds, and I'll start taking responses on things to mitigate. So I think, let's see here. I think Teresa, you're down there. That's 10. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I think most of the rest of you, Sebastian, your grip, and Kellic, you're able to, I guess, just flap up. You two are fine. The rest of you start to slip and fall, and time actually halts as you're sitting kind of mid-air, mid-fall above this pit. And you hear Withers chime in on the wonderful intercom that he uses to talk to you.
I have told them to retune this so many times. Please forgive me for a moment. I need to resolve something, and...
As Withers says that, a hatch opens in the ceiling, and a creature comes in. That looks like this. It's kind of a weird undead dwarf that is somehow moving while most of the rest of you are suspended in time, and it jumps down, inspects the gears, and makes some guttural sounds in a language you don't understand. You hear a clanking coming from below, and there's more sounds of movement, and you hear the sound of a couple of thuds and then a loud clunk, and then the dwarf here looks up into the hatch from the ceiling. A rope comes down and it climbs up and out, and then the voice of Withers comes back and says,
I apologize. We have been meaning to fix this chamber for some time. My condolences, we didn't cast the spell quick enough to halt you all, but you should find that the gears in this room are no longer a threat to the rest of you. Please carry on and continue enjoying the rest of your experience.
And as Withers finishes that, and the hatch in the ceiling clunks shut, and you hear another one below you clunk shut, time seems to move back forwards, and I think for everybody except Sebastian and Kellic, you fall onto the now motionless gears of this giant industrial grinder. Sebastian and Kellic, you are both kind of on a 6-inch ledge surrounding the grinding gears, or the no longer grinding gears, and Teddy will deal with what we talked about later.
Is there any sand around me right now? Like,
so there's
sand
like
on my shoulders or something.
There's kind of sand all over on the gears and kind of fallen onto all of you.
So I'm going to scoop some of that up and try and eat it.
You eat sand.
Okay.
Cool room.
Well then, that was not pleasant. She said she looks at the
So does the
torn remains of the fur
button do anything now?
Yeah, if you slide over and press the button, Sebastian, you will appear
In
over
the next
here.
trap room.
And I think it actually teleports everybody, so I'm going to just do that kind of randomly.
So now we never get to see Spirit Corn ever again.
God dang it.
It is gone forever. Well, maybe Spirit Corn will live on.
Yeah, I could.
No, you have to have a new type of character.
No, but I
Not
can
one Spirit
cast it.
Corn.
I can make it look like whatever I want, so.
Yeah, we've already learned those rules the hard way. You have to have a new class.
New type of character. Yeah.
Yeah, so when you die, it's a new character, but we have talked about this a little bit. For future or DM note, that room is ridiculous, and I have no idea how anybody's supposed to actually survive it. And there you go.
Now that we're out of it, can you tell us how it's supposed to be solved?
That's how.
There's two solutions. I'll after we finish the session, I'll talk about how that room actually works, and
Yep.
Yeah, we just want to know.
I'll tell you later.
Okay.
But yeah, it does. I think it has a 95% chance to kill anybody. So that's a fun trap.
Awesome.
Anyway, I'm gonna keep us rolling. Teddy, we will reconnoiter over Thanksgiving and figure out, what you want to do next. If that makes sense.
Well, Teddy's not doing anything.
For what it's worth, we kind of talked about it. It seemed like a fitting way to
You
make a
mean
change.
Hamburger Boy?
Yeah, Hamburger Boy.
Oh, we
It's
answered
okay.
one question.
Killing a
Will it
character
shred?
happens to the best of us.
Was that Sebastian?
We answered the question, will it shred?
Yes.
Yeah.
Turns out it will. Very well.
Yeah. Okay.
And everybody's got to kill a character at least once, maybe twice, 3 times, something around there.
Well, I don't know. Was that fitting enough, Teddy? Was that good enough?
Yeah, I kind of liked it.
Okay. Cool.
Just being ground to a pulp. I'm supposed to help people, and now I just
It's just
quietly fell
See,
to my death.
That's what you get for creating a character that tries to help people. Always make characters that are assholes that are very selfish.
Yeah. Okay. That may or may not have been a slightly pre-discussed, in some ways, opportunity. So, there you go. So don't worry too much about rolls or reading back about exactly what happened. This room.
Well, we have to mourn Teddy's death now. So now we have to have like the whole ceremony. And...
I actually have a spell for that.
Yeah, ceremony is a pretty cool spell, actually. That said,
I might have that too.
I actually saw that on my cleric.
Does nobody care about the room that we're in now?
It's not a paladin.
Yeah, but we're in mourning, damn
It's
it.
a cleric thing.
you haven't even had time. Teddy just fell in the grinder and is
Stop
gone.
Aragorning us.
Yeah, Kellic doesn't care.
Wow.
No, Yaz in reality doesn't give a shit.
In the immortal
She's
words of
moved on.
Kratos, don't be sorry, be better. And we'll move
Because
on.
Xanthiel is the sole non-evil character here, then we'll
Okay,
kind
so
of feel sad.
what's going on with this poopy floor?
Yeah, so this room is filled with terracotta warriors kneeling in neat ranks around a polished wooden coffin. Between the warriors, there are 4 aisles scattered with broken pottery leading up to the coffin. The painted lid of the coffin shows a leopard with serpents sprouting from its shoulders. This is I hope I get this right, but this is a Commodon, which is the also maps to, since Orbex isn't here to tell you, at this point you guys have heard the legend of the 9 gods enough times that you're pretty sure that this is the tomb of Shagambi, the final god that you have not encountered yet. Who has Unk? I think somebody has Unk.
Which one's Unk?
Unk is the flail snail, which was actually the Minotaur room, which makes perfect sense. Let me go up. Unk is Xanthiel.
Hi.
Yeah, Xanthiel. Unk, the voice of Unk in your head. If it's not obvious, at 3 of the corners of this room where you guys came in, there are teleportation circles that you have teleported in onto. Unk is suggesting to you, Xanthiel, that you immediately get on one of those runes and get out, although she has no idea which one is best. And does anybody have... Nope. The rest of your gods are not giving any particularly useful information. So just to give the description of this room again, there are ranks of terracotta warriors kneeling. There are shards of pottery littering the main central pathways through them. And the coffin in the middle has the painting of a Commodon on it.
Xanthiel probably kept that information to herself, I think. Because I think the god says that she is self-absorbed and indecisive. Which I suppose already had the latter, but... Are these terracotta warriors all disassembled, right? Or like
No,
they're
the
standing.
crumbled pottery is on the pathways, the north, south, east, west pathways. So it's full of crumbled and broken pottery on that kind of main center line. The terracotta warriors are all entirely whole, facing the center coffin.
Huh.
I feel like we need to be careful with not making
Yeah.
noise.
Seems like a lot of terracotta warriors that are going to try and kill us.
Yeah, it seems like a problem. I don't know. Is there like any vague chance we could like tiny hut it or something? Because like I could probably deal with this if I had a spell, but other than that, I have no idea.
Anyone pass without trace?
What was that?
Does
She said-
anyone have pass without trace?
That was Sarah's spell, I think.
Yeah, I do, actually.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah, you're rogue. Ranger.
Well, the two of you can do pass trace and I can clear the way across.
I'll like sneak over.
Where are the teleportation circles? Just on the ones that we're standing on?
Yaza, Sebastian, and Kellic are standing on them. So they're on the map, they're just covered by character tokens, basically.
Well, how tall is the roof?
12 feet is the standard height in all of these areas.
And the terracotta warriors, I'm assuming, are 5 feet.
They're kneeling, so they're probably 3 to 4 feet off the ground.
Yeah, but that means if they stand up, 5 to 6. Okay.
The sarcophagus is made of what material?
I'm gonna go with wood. It doesn't say, but I think it's made out of wood. It's more of a coffin than a sarcophagus.
Okay.
Is there any point in the room where we could have like a 10-foot radius by yourself to cast Tiny Hut, or does that look like we're pretty close to every terracotta warrior?
Are the terracotta warriors like anchored to the ground, or?
So, Will Ross, to your question, there is not a clear 10-foot radius space
Because I could
in this room.
clear one here, but I'd have to move the terracottas as...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If they're not anchored, we could move one.
The warriors are all appear to be freestanding statues.
Well, Xanthiel's really good at moving things, right?
Yeah. As long as they don't weigh more than a ton.
And it's terracotta, it shouldn't weigh that much.
Yeah. I gently, like not aggressively, I guess, try to move it like into the passageway, I suppose, where all the broken terracotta is.
Sure, so as you step onto the broken terracotta, there is a crunching and snapping and breaking sound. All of the terracotta warriors in the room turn to face you, Xanthiel, and draw their swords 3 inches from their scabbards.
Oh, that's not good. They hate sound. Got it.
I figured
Um,
sleeps silent.
Yeah, you should come
If
back.
Yeah, if I back off, do they still keep looking at me, or are they just like looking at the spot I was?
Can you make a stealth check as you try to walk backwards?
I wasn't really sneaking, but I guess.
Or, well, whatever, I don't know.
Because like I saw them looking at me, so I figured there's no point in trying to
If
sneak.
you move, I need you to make some sort of check to find out how much sound you make. So either stealth or
Oh,
dexterity.
okay. Where's stealth? Shit. Lots of noise.
Yep. Here we go.
Oh,
Fuck.
Jesus.
I don't want to
Wait,
highlight.
are you gonna cast Pass Without Trace?
Well, it's too late. He already rolled a stealth check, so...
Whoa. What just happened?
I don't know.
What is going on? Foundry is rebelling against me. I don't want to add 48 tokens to the current combat order.
That's I would hope not.
I just want to add 1. There we go. I have rolled for 1 Terracotta Warrior, which is all the Terracotta Warriors. But I do need to do that. Oh, that's funny. Never mind. Built the tokens wrong.
What is the 0.1? What's the 0.15 and the 0.18 and everything?
It's
Tiebreaker.
your random tiebreaker.
Dexterity score.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, good thing I get to go first, and that I didn't use Pass Without a Trace.
Yeah, you can hide.
No, I have
It
better
is your
things to do.
turn.
We're gonna kerblap some motherfuckers over here. We're gonna put that dead center right here. Actually, I guess I'll just shoot this warrior. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Lightning arrow. Ranged weapon attack. So you're shooting at the first one. What does that do? Sorry.
Lightning arrow does a... God, this music. Can we make music shut up?
It's in Foundry.
Yeah, you can turn
Yeah,
it
you
down.
just turn the volume down. Once you set it down, it shouldn't go crazy, but it's probably a new song. Sorry. Combat is automatically playing songs.
It's fine. It somewhat quieted down.
We'll just
So,
mute the tab.
lightning arrow does a bunch of damage to the initial.
Oh, every creature within 10 feet. Cool. Okay. So your first attack.
Oh wow, yeah.
This is fun. So 26 will certainly hit. You're hitting this one.
Yeah.
Okay, let me just draw a radius on top of that. 10 feet hits. Let's see. So it's going to hit 4 of them, so I need to make 4 dex.
Everything
That's a
within
radius.
5 feet.
Oh, radius. Haha.
Yeah.
Thank you. Me good maths.
I was like,
I was like,
that doesn't
no.
So that would be that?
That's
that
too much.
Yeah, it's half of that.
Yeah, because that's a 20-foot.
I think
No.
Foundry's
No, that is right, because the radius would only be half of the circle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That- it should
would
be
a
right there.
20-foot diameter.
It should be that.
I think what Gordon did the first time. Okay, somebody Google math.
Okay.
These maps are both thinking. So what are you casting?
Yeah, that'll work. Right there. That's what we're doing.
That's not, but that's only a 5-foot radius.
That's well. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me read this.
Oh wait, no, it is.
The target
I
takes
just measured it. That's 10 feet. What I posted is 10 feet. I literally measured it for that reason.
within 10 feet of the target. So yeah, that's a 10-foot radius. So that's what it hits. So I'm just going to go with that. I'm going to make 1 dexterity save, just because that seems way easier than trying to roll all of them. And as soon as I have a Terracotta Warrior to Dexterity save, I will do that. And that helps. They rolled a 1.
Yay!
Can I show this? Well, you're just going to have to believe me that I rolled a 1. Because I'm on private mode, but it's a 1. So I'll go back to public rolls. So that's 26 damage plus 6 damage for the first one. And the 2d6 is the lightning damage?
No, the 2d6 is the Hunter's Mark plus the first attack. The lightning damage around it is 7 for all of them.
Okay, so... Whoa, that was a weird button. Ignore that horn sound if you heard it. So the first one you just annihilate with the arrow, and the lightning arcs out and blasts chunks off of all of the warriors in that radius. And then, let's see, you had a 20 and a 22. Those will both hit. The first one will, or the second attack, can I just iterate through Terracotta Warriors? Is that okay?
Sure, that's fine.
Sure. So I'll say that actually takes out 2 more of the Terracotta Warriors between the lightning and the damage you do with the longbow arrows into that cluster. And I think that's your turn, right?
Yep.
Will Ross, it is your turn.
Alright. I would like to cast Snap Static at a 5th level. So choose a point within range as a 20-foot radius. Creature has to make a intelligence save. On a failed save, a target takes 8d6 psychic damage, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Is that a single or multi-target? Ooh, okay, where do you want to put your sphere? That's every creature in the sphere.
Yeah, I think did I not cast? I'm sorry.
I see a sphere over in the trap rooms, but I don't know if that's what you meant.
Yeah, I was trying to measure it. Let me use the spell, I'm sorry.
There's also the ruler tab if you just want to draw a sphere somewhere.
So I'm hitting cast spell, but it's not coming up with anything. Let's see.
Well, that's how big it would be. I don't think you can see the center point, but if you want to tell me where you want the center point, I can move the measurement token.
Right in the middle of the room.
Well, it's got to hit a... Oh, choose a point. Okay. Oh, hey, you got one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I can get one. It's not... For whatever reason, the spell isn't working, but...
Wow, that... Yeah, because point is at the edge of a vertex, so that's going to hit a lot. Okay. Let's go for a DC... Oh, boy. This will be a fun intelligence save. Is it intelligence save? Wow.
Yes.
It's
intelligence save of 16.
The statues do not
Amazing.
They do not make their intelligence save.
Turns out they're really stupid.
So it would be 8d6.
Oh, and Xanthiel has to roll too, doesn't she?
I'm not doing it, am I? I
No,
can see
it
the
doesn't.
circle.
Yeah, it doesn't hit Xanthiel.
Just
Okay.
So give me 8d6 damage.
I mean, they're all dead.
six damage.
We do have the little dice on the bottom if you want to use that.
That's a weird
Oh
looking
no,
dice.
that was a D6.
Oh, I was like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
just okay. Hit the D6 8 times.
I thought I did. My bad.
There we go.
That's Kellic who did that. Let him do his own roll.
I was just showing you what it should look like.
Yeah, how
As
do I?
opposed to, like little robot
If you just
dice.
click on the little
The little square, click it 8 times.
The second one over, yeah.
there we go. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Wait,
Nope,
that was
the wrong one.
6.
Oh my god.
No, that's 68.
We're gonna get there. We're
Oh
gonna
my
get there.
god.
8d6.
Let's roll 2 more.
Thanks for bearing with.
Oh, it's even lower.
That's okay. Because a lot of Terracotta Warriors are getting deleted by that, because that's a pretty damn effective spell. It is
What
fifth
was
level.
that?
Synaptic.
Synaptic static?
Yep.
I think that's a Tasha's spell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think I've heard of that one.
It is a spell.
Oh, that's why I couldn't cast it because it says your turn now.
Oh.
Okay. So you just annihilated most of this room's Terracotta Warriors with that. They just kind of blow apart as you drop that on them.
Where has this bard been the entire game?
Alright.
Wow, we got this guy instead of Teddy? Let's go.
Aww.
Ow.
Oh.
Jesus.
I mean, I will say
That's
Spirit
what
Guardians.
Kellic's thinking. I'm just being honest
Spirit
here.
Guardians, the Spirit Born has saved our asses more than once.
That's true.
It has.
And now it'll never save us again.
We'll see what the player formerly known as Teddy comes up with when we return from Thanksgiving break. Oh, sorry, Teresa. I didn't mean to skip your turn. It's your turn, Teresa.
Okay. That's just a big gold forgot here. One written for me.
Sorry, I'm kind of hearing you come in and out. Eldritch Blast on the one south of you.
But yeah. I'm pretty sure that didn't hit.
Yeah, that is not enough to
Even
hit
though
their
it's right
AC.
in front.
You hit it, it just has no effect on the stone. The 17 will hit for 9 damage, which blasts a good chunk off of that. It is not down yet. And Eldritch Blast is like the most hit or miss spell.
Yeah. I have no choice for this.
Okay.
I think you deleted the Terracotta Warriors from the initiative.
Well, they were last, so
No, that was before me.
they were going before you.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
They
hey,
won the
it went-
tiebreaker.
hey,
And they go
well,
after Yaza. What the hell? What's going on here?
No, that was how they were, I'm pretty sure.
well, if it was
They did
before
it before me.
Xanthiel, that's good enough for government work.
Yeah.
Yeah, before
Yaza-
Xanthiel. I know that they were right after me.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Yaza, it is your
Xanthiel,
turn.
how did you and Sebastian have a 2 and a 1 for your fucking initiatives?
Because I have a -1 as an initiative
because wisdom.
modifier. What? No, it's dex based, isn't it?
It's
For
wisdom
initiative.
based.
No,
If
it's
it's
just
wisdom
No,
based,
it's not
you
as
should-
dex.
No.
Yeah,
Am I
it's Dex.
stupid?
I thought so.
I was gonna say, like, if
I
it's
was
wisdom
like,
based, then
that's why I got 27, because it's definitely dex based.
Never mind. This is why I use Foundry, because it makes my life easier. When I forget which modifier, it's just there in Foundry. Okay, yeah.
I
Yaza,
know.
it is your
Foundry
turn.
makes you dumb because I used to play on like paper and pencil, and I was like knew everything about a bunch of different characters, and now I'm like, I don't know anything.
I'll just look it up on the sheet. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm also
Oh,
usually
okay.
focused about thinking about the scenario and not the stats, if that makes any sense.
No,
yeah,
it
that
doesn't.
does. Okay, so Yaza isn't gonna walk on the like crust crushed terracotta warriors here on this, like.
But it works so well.
I know it did. So that's why I'm avoiding it.
Oh, wait a minute. Because I have to say this, I have to pause.
They're all crushed terracotta.
Tor, if you're watching this, we need crushed terracotta warrior tokens too, please. Thanks. Carry on.
Because I was gonna ask, are they all crushed terracotta warriors in this whole room now?
Yes. So you can assume almost all the empty spaces are just full of shattered terracotta.
So it really doesn't matter. Grim, it doesn't really matter where I walk then? Because it all basically looks...
To the best of your knowledge, the warriors have all been activated.
Okay, so I'm just gonna step one over anyways, just to be like, just in case, and I don't give a shit that I'm walking all over them anyways. So I'm just gonna, like, walk on up and see how far I can get.
So you're just crunching on it, and it doesn't seem to be having any effect right now.
Great, because I'm, like, gonna walk all the way up to the sarcophagus.
Okay.
And, as you can imagine, I'm gonna try and open this bitch.
Okay, as you open it, you're able to quite easily lift the lid off. As you do so, you kind of throw the lid open, and you see a string come up that activates a music box that starts playing a haunting melody. Inside, you see the bones of a Commodon, that jaguar leopard looking thing that has snakes. So it's a big cat skeleton with snake bones coming out of its shoulders. And there are some valuables. I'm going to say the valuables, you can either figure out what's in there or do something else.
Oh, I'm just going to start shuffling through everything. The haunting music box, I'm going to totally open that up, see what's going on.
Well, it's just playing music right now. You maybe
it's not like an actual music box where you open it up?
No, so the lid of the sarcophagus triggered that music box to start playing.
Okay. So then if it doesn't open or do anything, I just throw that shit out of there.
Okay. I'll come back to the loot in the coffin in a second. I'm going to go forward in the combat order. I have a bunch of terracotta warriors. So I'm going to start with, I think, I'll just start from Teresa's side. These guys do... Oh, wow, really? Okay, they make 2 melee attacks. So I think I'm going to roll 4 short swords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do any of those hit you, Teresa? We have a 6, 9, 15, and 21. No crits. I think the 15 and the 21 hit. So that's 4 plus 7, 11 piercing damage as those... The first warrior whiffs the one directly south of you that you hit with the second Eldritch Blast, hacks you twice. I'm going to move up over to Sebastian. We got a 22, a 24, a 10, and a 9. Does any of that hit you?
The first 2 hit.
Okay. And that one's a crit. So
worst crit.
Worst crit ever.
This is all non-magical slashing?
Mm-hmm. They're hacking at you with terracotta swords.
I take no damage.
Oh, right, your spirit.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, he takes nothing from slashing.
Down by Xanthiel and Kellic.
Oh, please.
Yeah, this will be fun. Let's see. Kellic, you're going to get 1 set of attacks. Cool. So do a 20 or a 13 hit you, Kellic?
He has 15 AC, I think.
The 20 does.
So that is 6 piercing damage. Let's see if I can do this right. Xanthiel, you're going to get attacked at advantage by 3 of them. So here
Oh,
come
no.
6 rolls. And it
Any of
didn't-
it?
well, hold on. Let me... 1, 2,
Oh, right, the
3,
advantage.
4, 5, 6.
I don't think it's possible for them to hit him.
No, if they crit, they can.
Yeah, if they crit, they can hit him. Her.
But other
It-
than that, no.
Nope, yeah, 26 AC. Good God. So
It's
basically...
actually 24. It's because she... I don't know
Okay.
why it's 26, but it's meant to be 24.
So you get just pummeled, but don't notice these terracotta warriors just wailing away
Stop
at
it.
you. Xanthiel, it's your turn.
Oh, good. Shit. Ordinarily, my situation is cast Spirit Guardians, but, so I'll just smack him.
Will Ross, you made this combat so much faster than it would have been.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Thank
to
you
the
for
DM.
that.
I'm sorry to the DM, but you're welcome to the players.
Yes, thank the gods.
Very much.
The interesting thing is the space of the chamber limits how many attacks I could actually get off.
Bonk. Does
I'm
that
sorry,
hit? What does that mean?
Did I take damage again?
I think it took a little
11
bit.
damage.
Yeah, 11 slashing. 16 does not hit.
Damn it! And I'm a cleric, so that's pretty much all I can do, really. Is just hit once, I think. I get one
18. Oh, wait. Okay. Anything else, Xanthiel?
I think that's all I can do, because my
Okay.
bonus action is a
sorry.
heal.
Ignore that.
No, that's fine. Sebastian.
I'm attacking the one to the south of me.
Well, that'll hit. And that will defeat that one. Your first spear attack just kind of smashes the terracotta to bits.
We'll hit the one next to him.
Well, there you go. That also smashes that one to bits.
And we'll bonus attack against this other guy.
Good God, man. Let's see. Teresa hit that with the Eldritch Blast, and that will kill that one. So you're just kind of walking through and shattering these, and then up to the sarcophagus?
Yep.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope.
Mr. Ranger, it is your turn.
Alright, well. I thought I had plus one of those. Apparently not.
Can I even reach Kellic? Actually?
Standing, yeah.
Oh, right.
You could use like a dagger or something.
An 11 will not hit. A 25 will. For 7 on the top one. So you whack into it with that short sword.
Actually, I want to re-roll that damage dice. So I get 8 damage instead of 7. I can re-roll it because of my, what is it, Piercer re-roll damage.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool. Okay. Let me take one more off. So you whack it pretty good and knock some chunks of the statue off, but it is not down yet. Anything else, Kellic?
Nope.
Will Ross, it is your turn.
All right, I'm gonna just move a little bit here to the so I can see. And I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery on the one that's closest to me, engaging Xanthiel.
Insult the pottery to death.
Save of DC 16 for Wisdom.
Boy, I wonder how this is gonna go. Nope.
Wait, they have a -4 modifier? Jesus.
They're statues.
I know, but still.
So that does 4 psychic damage?
Yeah.
Okay. Got it. You mock it. It doesn't really seem to have much effect besides knocking
Is the
some
statue
chunks
just so offended that it starts cutting itself?
out. Yeah.
Okay, and that'll be the
Or
end.
it thinks the insult's so dumb it smacks itself in the forehead with its own
Yeah.
sword?
It's kind of a face palm damage. I think we're going up to Teresa.
Okay. So I'm a bit different. This Eldritch Blast is failing me. So I'm gonna take out my staff of striking. That hopefully it's bonus into.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Yeah, that missed.
Turns out that doesn't work.
Ooh.
That doesn't work. So there goes that.
Let's see here. Oh, is that the staff off of the goat man?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're attuned to it?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. We'll come back to that probably next session. But that hit definitely misses and you whiff, kind of dropping the staff. Do you want to do anything else?
I don't have any bonus actions.
Oh god, I deleted the warrior again. There we go. I keep deleting. You keep killing him. Stop it. Okay, Yaz,
Stop
it is
killing.
your turn.
How are the terracotta warriors looking? Do they look like they're gonna interrupt my pillaging?
Well,
Like,
one.
I'll be like looking up, like I'll be pillaging, but I'll be also like, I know that shit is going on over there.
So there's one to the north attacking Teresa, and then the ones to the east are all attacking Kellic and Xanthiel. Although this one here has focused on Will Ross after those viciously mocking words have hit it.
Okay. Alright, Yaz, I'll help.
Just
Sweet.
so disappointed in yourself. Like, God
Grudgingly.
damn it.
Yaz doesn't want to help. She just wants to dig through the sarcophagus.
I won't lie, I glared at Alex. I was like, that isn't what Yaz would do.
No, I know. Yaz really just actually wants to look through the sarcophagus. Like,
That's fine.
does anyone look like they're dying? No, she's gonna look through the
I could. If they all crit, then maybe they could be inconvenient for a little bit.
Yeah, no, Yaz is gonna keep digging through that shit, so she threw the music box out.
Oh. Well.
Okay, well, there are... Let's see here... a bunch of gems, the fine music box. There is a very nice lute. Lute as in the instrument lute. Not loot as in just generically good loot. And that is what is in there. Are you gonna pick anything up or do anything with anything?
Well, I have a feeling that the music box is, like, kind of significant, so, like, when I go to toss it out... yeah, like, I tried to open it before, but you said nothing happens.
So the music, it's like it's a device. Like it's a music box. It doesn't actually open. Like, you know, the wind-up music box?
Yeah, so she'll
Yeah.
try and wind it.
It keeps playing the song.
Okay, she'll keep winding it until it breaks.
Okay, sure. Eventually you wind it and it breaks the key off and just kind of goes... Clink. I think that's your
No.
action.
Yeah, sure, okay, and when that happens, she tosses it. She's like, fuck this.
Okay, I'm going to say that's your action. Do you want to move her bonus action?
Mm-mm.
Okay. We come around to Terracotta Warriors. North one will attack Teresa. A 16 and a 6. I'm assuming the 16 does hit
Yeah.
for 8 piercing damage.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the 16 hits.
Yeah, and then
So-
down south. Oh, Kellic, you get 2. 18
Oof.
and 17.
Yep.
That's a total of
Wow. Cool,
16
Chris.
damage.
Cool.
And then
Max damage 3 times in a row. Far out.
Yeah, I want some of those dice.
whoa.
Oh, God. That's my fault. Sorry. I keep.
Oh, you're right.
I'm not even.
That was really cool. The dice was like all swirly and shit when you rolled a crit.
So there's
I'm
2.
in the weapon trying to fix my HP. Down
4.
Hey, they're almost got there.
Yeah. What? Ah! What are you doing? Stop it. No crits, so again,
If it's not a crit, then it hit me.
that's an effective round. Xanthiel, it is your turn.
Sweet. Then again, I'm not very effective against them either, so... Just got a regular old fucking mace. I'll bash the one that Kellic had already injured, I think. You already smashed it.
Yep. The one right next to me.
Hey, I think that hits.
That will hit.
Donk.
Smash.
That will shatter that one. And I deleted the one that was. Oh my god. You know what? Fair enough. Sebastian,
Your
it's
winner.
your turn.
So do I see a spear in the coffin?
No, there are no spears in the coffin.
Disappointing. Alright, I'll come over here and we'll go for the one to the south of me.
Oof.
How much is the inspiration die? A D10?
It's a D10, yep.
I will use that inspiration die.
So an 18 will hit. Oh, come here. Where is it? 10, that destroys that one.
Alright. One to the southeast of me.
That will hit. For 8 damage, that one has not been hit yet. It is still going.
Bonus action attack against the same one.
Jesus.
And that is the end of that Terracotta Warrior. We are down to 1 by Xanthiel and 1 by Teresa. Kellic, it is your turn.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna actually shoot it. This one right next to, like, right there.
That'll hit.
Don't
And
you have
that-
disadvantage to make ranged attacks against somebody adjacent to you?
I mean, I rolled a 27, so
Also, disadvantage is you have to roll twice and take the lowest.
alright, so I rolled a 28 and a 27.
So the 27 hits, and the 12 damage destroys that one.
So I'll shoot the other one at that guy.
20 will hit. 9 damage almost destroys it, but it is still...
I'm gonna re-roll that dice. Rip, it's the exact same. God damn it.
Oh, okay.
I had to try.
Yeah.
Do you have a move or a bonus act?
Yeah, I'll just move over here.
Okay. Will Ross, it is your turn.
I'll take my.
Go get the loot. That's my bonus action. I'm telling him, go get the loot.
I'm gonna hook out my light crossbow and try to hit the one next to Teresa.
14 does not hit.
Okay, that'll be the end of my turn.
Definitely should have tried to get the loot because Yaz is gonna pick it up and fuck everyone.
It is Teresa's turn.
This thing's pissing me off. I will just do
Just go back to your monk training and remember that what they taught you about, like using staffs as a weapon. Staves?
There you go.
Hey, that hits. Kellic got 9, which takes us to 10, which destroys that terracotta warrior.
Nice.
And we are
Finally.
out of
You're welcome.
combat. And I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, and then we can talk about the sarcophagus and wrap up. I'll be right back.
We need to rest.
Can't believe the Teddy's gone.
Yeah.
You just have to
Yeah,
accept it and move on.
Yeah. Alright, I moved on. We're good.
Jesus.
Oh, but
Maybe if you tell me a little bit about Teddy, I can write him a song. You can remember him.
Teddy had his best friend, Spiracorn. He always saved us and he got us out of big messes we made.
I'm just gonna put it out there that Kellic's not very talkative, so he'll just kind of like bird blink at you and not really understand what you mean by make you a song.
Yeah. Can you translate bird blinks?
I'm about as charismatic as a brick wall, so
I'm gonna cast tongues on Kellic. So it grants you the ability to understand any spoken language it hears. Moreover, when the target speaks, any creature that knows at least one language and can hear the target understands what it says. That
Okay.
lasts for 1 hour.
it's not that I can't hear you talking and understand the words you were saying. I just like he has no concept of what a song is.
I'm kind of confused by that. I'll pull out my lute, which I actually have one, and I'll just start playing him the song. Just really eagerly trying to get a reaction out of this Maricopa.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Kellic's just gonna have like the whole like. Have you ever seen a bird that like doesn't know what's happening, kind of like tilt its head like 90 degrees? That's what Kellic does looking at you.
So, kind of like really confused as to why he doesn't hear it. I'll put my lute away and pull out my lyre and try to play him a song with that.
Yeah, then he'll do a 180 head turn and turn his head the other way 90 degrees and still be looking at you with the exact same look. And bird blink at you.
You can see Willowrose is utterly disappointed.
So I
really
am back. Did anybody do anything?
Cast Prayer of Healing and then was going to Ritual Cast
Well-
Ceremony.
Willrose was trying to show Kellic what a song was.
Ah,
And Kellic was like tilting his head like a confused bird and bird blinking a lot.
okay. So it looks like Xanthiel, you wanted to do healing.
Yeah, I did Prayer of Healing, but I can't. I think my spell book is very condensed for some reason. It's not. Well, Ceremony isn't in there anymore among a lot of other spells. Figure it out later, but
It's probably what's prepared on the character sheet versus all the spells you know. I don't know. We can probably figure it out.
yeah, it's not urgent. It's just But I do cast Ceremony because that's a ritual, which I don't think eats up spell slots.
No. So ceremony. What?
Funeral Rite, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, let me... Why am I typing spells in the search bar? That's useful. There's ceremony. Can you just... Oh. Damn it.
Well, you can't touch the body because it's under the grinder.
Oh, well, I can touch bits of it. Presumably some of it fell... Wait, the grinder's not here above us, is it?
Nope.
Where are you? There's ceremony. I think I
He-
just
he
dragged
can't.
ceremony on your sheet.
Yeah, I can't. I straight up can't do it
He
then.
can't do it. He can't do it unless he can touch the body.
Ah,
And
okay.
the body is below the grinder. That's what I thought because I have or had a cleric in our other campaign. I was like, I'm pretty sure that's a touch spell.
Yeah, point.
And then prayer or healing. So do you want to just get everybody there healing?
I think I already rolled it.
Okay.
Did it not?
Oh yeah, 10 hit points. Okay.
That was
So
my
I
best
guess
roll. Goddamn 2.
everybody gets 10. 10 hit points back. And then the contents of the coffin are the bones of a Commodon. There are 5 moonstones worth 50 gold apiece.
Yep, Calico scoop those up.
The fine music box that is no longer fine. So I guess it was worth 250 gold. I don't know how much it's worth now because it's been busted
10
up.
gold. Smashed.
I'll take it to repair it. I figured my character's a smith. She might have some luck with it later.
Yaza gives 0 shits about any of this. I mean, it's honestly possible Yaza threw more shit out of that coffin.
And then there's a lute lying in the coffin.
Can I take a look at the loot and just see how it compares against the one I currently have?
If there's any kind of thing that looks like she can, if Yaza can get a new trickster god, she's gonna pick that shit up. She would have.
You don't have one, or you just don't?
Oh,
She really fucking hates the one she has.
I have tried to get every trickster god.
Can't you touch artifacts that we already have? That
Take care,
'cause I thought we had
Teresa.
some.
Have a good night.
Oh,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
So I'll say Yaza's closest. Are you grabbing for the loot, Yaza?
Oh, I have been grabbing. for the
Okay.
loot.
Well, as you grab for it, 6 shadowy serpents slither out of the loot and coil around your body. And you hear a purring voice in your mind say, "I am not your enemy, and I need you to decide even or odd for the new god to win the role."
I'm gonna laugh so hard if this god is worse for you. Like, you're
Right, doesn't work.
depriving our brand new bard of getting a fucking loot with a god. And he doesn't
Yaza
have a
has
god.
been on a mission for a while. She doesn't give a shit about new people. Get hot.
Even though that new person just now pretty much saved our bacon.
Not mine. I didn't care. I was able to walk right up to the sarcophagus.
Yeah,
I've
after
been
he
digging
smashed
through
them all.
stuff.
I'm pretty sure I'm the only one here who was under no threat whatsoever.
Well,
No.
Xanthiel, mostly.
Xanthiel was under a very minimal threat.
Yeah, it is theoretically possible they could have wore it down.
So to bring it back around, Yaza, even or odd? A roll a die.
Please fail. So
Does it
odd is
matter what
success
kind of
or
die I
even is
roll?
success?
I'm saying odd is the new god wins. It doesn't matter because they all are even dice. Oh,
Dang.
nope. You still have. This is
Feels
the
bad.
4th time. Let me
It's
go to my
gotta
notes.
be. I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh my god,
It's that
Shagambi. Yaza as
The
as-
champion of gods!
Oh my god, my eardrums. Cool. Yet another Yaza didn't get rid of it. For what it's worth,
But
maybe
somebody else can try, right?
Yeah, Willrose can still try.
Hisiri here, or Willrose. The thing is that Yaza is an evil character who is stuck with the lawful good god. So
And
that
she
is-
has to speak the truth if we ask her any questions.
yeah.
Just so you know that
So
one.
Yaza has generally been pretty quiet.
Nobody's asked her any questions yet. I feel like it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah, well, that's why she's been like, this is what she's done with every sarcophagus they've come across. Oh, we're almost there. Okay, great. Oh, okay, I can get around the danger. I'm diving for it.
A beeline for the freaking sarcophagus.
Yeah.
So you're actually evil, but your god makes you lawful good.
So, hey, yeah.
Like
Let
an
me
influence.
explain that. So there are 9 trickster gods in this tomb who were placed there by Asirak. I guess you would probably know some of this from your archaeology background. So Omu is a lost city that had 9 trickster gods and then just kind of collapsed and disappeared. The rest of the group, and you would have probably figured this out early on, Asirak trapped all 9 spirits in this tomb. Each one has a magic item in their coffin or sarcophagus. Touching the magic item causes you to either accept the trickster god spirit, or if you touch a new magic item, the spirits fight to see who wins. And each spirit has...
You have to decide whether you will accept that spirit or refuse it.
Yeah, so you can accept it, and if you accept it, you just get it if you don't have one. If you have one and you accept it, or you lose the contest to keep it out, then the 2 gods fight, and you get whichever one wins. Once a trickster god is kicked out of you, you cannot ever get it back. So I think everybody except you right now has one of the 9, and I think the party has all of the items at this point.
I do not have one of the gods.
Oh, you don't?
I refused Aijin, but I'm still carrying Aijin's item.
Okay. The 9 gods, because this actually may matter for lore purposes, and you can forget it, but I'll be bringing it up probably in the future. There is Aijin, which is basically like this little jackalope rabbit thing. Kubazan, a froghemoth. Moa, the Jakuli. A Jakuli is a snake type thing. Nang Nang, the grung. Obalaka, the zorbo, i.e. drop bear or nightmare panda. Papazotl is an Eblis, which is a 6-foot-tall sentient evil stork, basically. Shagambi is the one you guys are standing over, which is a Commodon, which is a leopard with snakes coming out of its shoulders. Unk is a flail snail, which is a giant snail with an iridescent shell that's worth a ton of money. And Wongo, the Sioux monster, which is a nightmare monkey.
Okay. So, knowing of kind of the tomb's history, I'm gonna reach in and see if I can obtain the item.
Sure. So again, shadowy serpents as you grab this loot, shadowy serpents slither out of it and coil around you, and you hear this voice say to you that I am not your enemy. And you feel a pressure as this voice and being tries to enter into your mind. Do you accept that presence in, or do you fight it?
I accept it.
Okay. You are now possessed by Shagambi. Shagambi is a neutral good god. She is wise.
That would have been better.
Just a little better. She is wise and virtuous. The flaw you inherit is, or I guess the role-playing thing you inherit, is that you never show mercy to evildoers. The ability that you gain is that you can make 1 extra attack when taking the attack action on your turn. And then the item you got is the Instrument of the Bards, which is a rare, wondrous item. This entry is annoying, but you need to attune to it, or I guess you are attuned to it now. You can use an action to play the instrument and cast one of its spells, which consist of Cure Wounds, Dispel Magic, or Protection from Energy, lightning only. And if you use the instrument to cast a spell that causes a target to become charmed on a failed save, the targets have disadvantage on the saving throw? I don't know. Sorry, it's late for me and I'm tired trying to read this. So you have a special magic loot. And I'll see if...
And is it in the compendium? Can I add it to my inventory? Or
it might be. DDB items, Instrument of the Bards. Yes, it is.
Ta-da!
Where is your inventory? I can just drag it over real quick. There you go. It's in there somewhere, I think. Yeah, it's under equipment. So you have, and it's a loot, or I guess I'm assuming a loot. Amazingly, we added a bard the exact time that having a bard reward item was actually applicable, and I didn't even have to change it. That's cool.
So
Yeah, it
just
kinda
throw
works
out
out.
the other loot and just pretend like it never existed.
Sorry, I'm looking at our inventory. I don't see it. Weapons.
It'll take.
Well, you need less daggers, my dude. You've got like 20 daggers.
No,
I need
that's
that-
about the right amount of daggers you need.
I need daggers to cast a spell.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Grim.
I don't. Well, I guess we can talk about it, but I generally don't care about spell components unless it's really important.
Okay, I'll do it. You need a weapon that's equivalent to 1 silver piece.
Sure, I don't care. Don't care. Is that booming blade or whatever it is?
I don't know. Grim questions me every time I'm like, yes, and I collect all my javelins because I have 15 of them.
But I can make you more. I'm a forge cleric. I can literally just make anything that's less than 100 gold for like nothing.
Yeah.
It's a Steel Wind Strike. Is the one.
Oh, that one. Yeah, I don't care. It's a 5th level slot. You're just gonna burn it.
Alright, cool.
You have to pay a 5th level spell slot. I care far more about that than I care about you getting rid of a 1 silver point dagger.
Okay.
Cool. So I think at the start of next session, I didn't bring it up this time because we added Will Ross to the roster. Should probably check in on Trickster Gods, because now you have all 9 of them. Anywho, I think this is as good a place as any to stop tonight, so that I don't, do something incredibly stupid as I get tired. But thanks, everybody.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks for letting me join too, everyone.
No, it's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
I like how some of these Trickster God powers and their magic item don't really seem to go together at all.
No, because I got a giant snake with mine, and like telling the truth, which just I don't know, snakes.
Well, it's because the god's a snake.
I know, but still, he's not a nice snake. Well, at least he's not a nice snake when I'm in control of him. That's what
I mean, they don't. I mean, I got a snail that gave me incredible endurance and constitution, so I mean, explain that shit too.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, oh, okay, cool. I have 23 con now, sweet.
Yeah, how does the Centaur Clerk have 26 AC? What does that mean?
Oh my god.
I'm supposed to have 24, but even that, I think
His
is.
character is just broken.
Because when they made 5th edition, they said, hey, nobody should ever have more than 20 AC, and then immediately started releasing books that were like, oh, yeah, no, you can get up to 27, 28.
I have, to answer it in short, I have a magic shield as my sole magical item, plus a ring of protection, and then Soul of the Forge, which is a cleric ability, and she can permanently enchant her own items. At least one of them, but yeah.
The short answer is at least 3 cleric subclasses are basically broken.
Yeah.
Only one is actually broken.
Well, yeah.
Fair.
How did you get
these clerics are fucking.
How'd you get 23 con?
That was the spirit god that I got. Or the
Trickster
trickster god. Other than that, I normally have average con.
Yeah,
Well,
so
yeah, my
one...
character can cast invisibility at any time, infinitely.
Yeah, the powers are Dex becomes 23, or Strength becomes 23, or you can turn invisible, or you can walk on surfaces. That doesn't matter. One is attuning to an additional magic item. One is advantage to all wisdom saves or checks and never taking fall damage. One is the extra attack. One is Constitution becomes 23, and one is unleash a psionic assault on every creature or a creature within 60 feet that has a save or stun.
That's crazy.
So there. And then each of them also comes with a magic item, and the magic items are a Wand of Wonder, Bracers of Archery, Staff of the Python, an egg, because I don't think anybody's ever actually looked at it.
I think Marikana tried to eat it in the other one.
No.
Oh, no. Kellic, you have the
Power.
egg, which is actually a Pearl of Power, which lets you regain a spent spell slot up to level 3.
And it also gives resistance to poison.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell us about that room and how it worked and why Teddy died?
Oh, so the short answer of why Teddy died is Teddy doesn't want to play that character anymore.
That was an easy one to figure it out.
Yeah. We had been talking a little bit, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. There's a perfect trap to get rid of a character tonight. How does that room work? So these 4 rooms are called the elemental cells. The first 3 aren't too terrible, I don't think. Like, the first one, you guys actually managed to sequence skip how it works. Mostly. By deactivating it from outside the room, the trap itself never activated, so it would have just poured lava on you for a while. Which you can surprisingly dodge with a very low dex save. You guys figured out the water room, the cell of the sea, the cell of air. It was basically, break a bone open and breathe the air, teleport out. So the earth cell. Sand falls at 6 inches per round. Once 12 inches of sand are in the room, the pit opens and you fall into the grinder. You get a save to grab the ledge at advantage if you're on the edge of the room, because there's a 6-inch ledge around the room. There is a button underneath the grinder that if you somehow survive falling through it, just turns the grinder off. Doesn't move it, doesn't do anything else, it just turns it off, so then you're stuck under a grinder.
It's meant to kill everybody.
And then, so the solution is after the trapdoor opens, you can press the pendant, and that teleports you to the next room. It doesn't do anything until the trapdoor has opened after 12 inches of sand has fallen.
That is like some Squid Game shit. Like,
That's ridiculous.
yeah.
So my original plan was to just have, when the trapdoor opened, Withers literally make the meta commentary that this trap is overtuned. But then, after talking to Teddy, and given that he was right on the cusp of the saving throw, I decided that would be a Tomb of the Nine Gods way for Teddy to go out, as opposed to just disappearing and reappearing as in
Fair enough.
But yeah, that trap's stupid. The average damage is 124. The actual damage is just wait to be appalled in a moment. The earth cell does 24d10. Sorry, 132 is the average. 24d10 force damage. Any creature reduced to 0 hit points by this damage is ground to a pulp. Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
That's stupid.
Wait, what? So you essentially are guaranteeing that at least one person dies if you make it to that room.
So, now, but if you play this dungeon in the correct order, somebody in the party could have the 9 lives ability.
I do, yeah. That's
So
what
in
I was
theory, yeah. Now, keep in mind, that room where I gave each of you a key, there's actually 1 key. You just get one of the 6. And I decided that that was kind of silly, and it was more fun to actually have everybody find a key. Or at least I thought it was more fun. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Where you all went into the maze one by one.
Yep.
But that room is also supposed to be, as soon as anyone goes in the maze, all the Minotaurs attack. And I was kind of like, I don't like that either. Because it's just like, I don't like the whole splitting the party thing a lot.
Right.
Like last session when you guys...
Fun. It's just like, what basically, oh, okay, yeah, we killed one person, great, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I have definitely been like, this floor in particular of the tomb, I have done the most kind of lateral rewrites on certain things. Just because I don't like rocks fall and you die traps.
Yeah, so I thought about the 9 lives thing since I have that, because I was like, oh, I fall through and then I drop to 0 anyway. Or instead of 0, I drop to 1.
Yeah.
No matter what, even if it was a couple of times. Because isn't it like if it goes so much over your total hit points, it's like an automatic.
So yeah, I think that, no, it's, if you do more than double your maximum hit points, it insta-kills you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but all of the traps in this dungeon say if you're reduced to 0, you just die.
So yeah, like this one, if you're reduced to 0, you're ground to a pulp. There are many traps in this dungeon that specifically call out if you die to them, you are dead. Like
You can't be like revivified or anything?
Well, you can't be revived, period, in this campaign. It's a permadeath campaign.
Gotcha.
Like if you have
But that's what I was thinking. Like even if I had that, because I have the 9 lives, it's like, well, that probably would have taken up a couple, but.
Well, that would I mean, technically, it would prevent you from going to 0, which would mean you were not ground to a pulp, yada yada. But like, yeah, a lot of traps in this dungeon do literally call out that if it reduces you to 0, you're done.
I have a solution. I could have used creation to create a 5 by 5 foot cube of adamantine and then jam it.
Well,
I think that would have worked, maybe.
I was going to say my solution, I almost did just when I saw that thing open up, I almost jumped in. Because I knew I got 9 lives. And I was like, okay.
But here's the thing, surviving going through it doesn't help you at all.
Yeah,
because the solution is not to go through it. Like, the solution is to wait for it to open and then hit the button if you didn't fall through it. So it's like, okay.
But somebody had to hit the button on the other side, right?
No, all that button does is stop the grinder.
Oh.
Yeah. I at first thought, I kept reading it the other way, but then I reread it a few times. I was like, wait a minute, the button underneath the grinder just turns off the grinder.
Oh, I see. I was thinking you had to turn off the grinder in order to activate the other button to be teleported. Yeah, that was just me misunderstanding what you said.
It's it's the most Tomb of Horrors trap, I think, in the whole tomb.
Alright,
Or just like...
I'm going to bed. I'll catch y'all later.
Take care,
See ya.
Sebastian. No game next week.
See you, man.
Yeah, no game next week, right?
No game next week.
Because, like Thanksgiving. I know, Lyokin, there's no Thanksgiving, but...
Who's skipping what? Oh.
In the States.
Ah, right. Oh,
Yeah.
the time zone stuff.
Yeah, so the music box was a trap that would activate all of the soldiers if you had somehow managed to not activate them already at the sarcophagus.
Oh, because it makes noise. So.
Yep. So it's like, you made it all the way. If you don't pass the check to see that there's a string when you open it, you set off a music box. Guess what? You all get attacked anyway.
Oh, that makes more sense, because I was like, oh, this isn't anything. Oh, I thought this was the thing to see if I could get another god. So I threw it.
You want to know what the best part of this room is?
What?
The way it's supposed to end is you get teleported standing directly in front of the mirror of life trapping.
Oh my god.
Right? So, like, you make it through all of this bullshit, and you go into the mirror. Have fun.
That's the mirror I came from, right?
It's the mirror you came from. The mirror of life trapping is basically a charisma saver you get put in infinite prison.
Great.
Yeah.
Just awesome.
So, like, you make it past the fire, you make it past the water, you make it past suffocating, you make it past the meat grinder, you kill all the soldiers, you get through here, and then you might just get stuck in prison forever. Have fun.
So I assume everyone in the party made that save?
I changed the layout of the map.
Gotcha.
So this map that we're running on is a community version. We're actually technically playtesting it right now. but a lot of parts of the dungeon have been like these cells that we went through are originally 2x2, so we had them expanded to 3x3. That mirror of life trapping is actually just like a much smaller room, so we made it bigger so that all of the crap that can come out of that clown car can actually fit in the room. Like, because
What happens if you would get stuck? Like, you just lose that person? That's a TKO?
If you don't break the mirror or know how a mirror of life trapping works, they're gone. Yeah, they're just stuck inside it. There's 2 ways to deal with a mirror of life trapping. One of which I'm not going to tell you. The other is breaking it. The party broke it. And that releases everything in it all at once.
Can you break it just conventionally? You just smash it, or you need something magical or something?
No, I think my other character just broke it with a rock. Just kept throwing rocks at it.
Yeah, both groups basically smashed it. I think in this group, Teddy walked towards the mirror, staring at the floor, and punched it, and it cracked, and then Teresa Eldritch blasted it a few times. And then, of course, I made up how many hit points. Well, I didn't make it up, but usually with objects, I kind of make up the hit points based on what's happening. Because that's usually far more useful than slavishly trying to use the AC. And, like, I try to hit a mirror directly in front of me. Congratulations, you hit it. I don't want you to roll, yeah. Sometimes I throw out
Mirror dodged out of the way.
Yeah, the mirror dodged out of the way.
What is that green outline in the center room?
I was drawing an image on a block somewhere else. I can probably just delete that now. If you see stuff where I've drawn on maps, it's because I'm just drawing details in to help explain something.
Cool.
I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks for running. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I tend to be a very
no.
talk with my hands person, so I'm trying to figure out in tabletop virtual how to, like, communicate visual information when I don't run a camera. Because I get really distracted when I run a camera.
Yeah, it makes sense. That was super cool, though. That was a big jump from a level 3 character.
Yeah. And I think this is also, this is your second game ever, and your first game is 4 sessions of Curse of Strahd.
Yeah, exactly.
So jumping into the deep end with a level 10 bard.
It felt cool. It felt pretty empowering to be able to clear that room with one spell.
Technically, that spell should have done no damage.
Oh, shit.
So now, it's a psychic spell. Like, lots of creature types are resistant or immune to certain types of damage. Technically, everything in this room was immune to psychic damage, but I just kind of let it fly, because sometimes I do things like that. Kind of depends.
Gotcha. I still would have cast it. I mean, if it failed, it failed.
Yeah. I need to check your spell list, too. Let me look at it real quick.
Yeah. Let me know if you have any recommended changes.
So the short thing is divination and teleportation magic in this tomb may not work as you expect, and I'm not going to tell you anything more than that about it. But the guy that built this dungeon is a raging asshole and has shifted magic in some cases.
So I would assume that would be Dimension Door and tongues and everything like that. Okay.
I would point out that they do work sometimes. It's just, as you said, they might not. It's not like you can't cast them.
Yeah, you can cast them. It's just anything that is teleportation or divination based. My warning to the rest of the party as we got here was basically, it may work, it may not work, it may work, but in a way that you don't expect and or may have unintended consequences that are not in the spell as described.
Gotcha.
So just be forewarned, and technically there should have been, when I had everybody enter the dungeon, I had Withers, that voice that comes on now and then. He's the caretaker of the dungeon. He read a whole speech about the dungeon itself. I can probably dig up a YouTube link to where that is so that you can, if you want to listen to it, you can hear the warning that the caretaker of the tomb gave to the visitors.
Should I change that? Like, Dimension... I can keep tongues and maybe that'll work, but should I change Dimension Door just to have more of a useful 4th level spell?
It's up to you. Like I said, I'm not going to tell you if it does or doesn't work or how it's different, because I think warning you that any teleportation or divination spell behaves differently is about as much warning as I want to give. I'm trying to strike a balance between... so Lyokin was playing a divination cleric at one point, and we had to kind of talk about that. So that was going to just make the entire concept of the character maybe kind of suck. And I don't like completely negating player choice in how you build your character. So I guess it's mostly just a forewarning. You can keep it, you can not keep it. If you want to swap it out, that's fine. If you want to keep it, that's also fine. Just be forewarned, I guess, is the advice there.
Right. So sometimes... I'm sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, I just want to make sure you're good with it, like it wasn't set in stone, because then,
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I just glanced over your spells. I'll do it one more time real quick right now, just because we're here, and I'm still awake. Vicious Mockery, Message, Mage Hand, Light, Fairy Fire, Thunder Wave, Heat, Metal, Hold Person, Shatter. I don't know, do you care that I'm reading your spells out right now? Sorry, I should ask. Dispel Magic, Tongues, Tiny Hut, Counterspell, Haste, Dimension Door, Greater Invisibility, Synaptic Snap, Skill Empowerment. What does that do? You give somebody expertise until they... Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else on here that I particularly want to call attention to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And if you have any questions as we play, also because we're jumping up a bit, definitely feel free to ask questions. The only thing is that usually everybody loves to ask, can I do something? And my answer is usually, do you try to do that? Because the short answer is yes, you can always try to do something. Or you can always do something. I care more about what you actually do. But like, if you ask me, can I do this? I'm probably not going to say yes or no. I'm just going to ask you if you do it or not.
Right. Right. Also, a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say a question on the instrument of the bards, the mandolin that you gave me.
Mm-hmm.
So the way it reads is, it says you can play the instrument while casting a spell that causes any of its targets to be charmed on a failing throw, thereby imposing disadvantage on the save. This effect applies only if the spell is a somatic or material component. So does that mean that any time I cast a spell, they have to do a charm? They have to throw against a charm? How does that work?
So it'd be a spell that causes charm. So I don't think you have any. Yeah, I don't think you actually have any charm spells. Sorry, I'm jumping between topics. Creature that attempts to blah, 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 blah. So if we look at, let's see, you've got a loot. Oh, I should probably loot this. A DOS loot. So on that table, this would fall under the DOS loot category. So uncommon animal. Oh, it's animal friendship, protection from energy, and protection from poison. So those are the spells that are in the loot. Whoa, what just happened?
The one you gave me says, or the one you sent a picture of via Foundry, it said Kanias Mandolin.
I mean, do you want the mandolin instead of the lute? I don't really care.
I'll take the loot. That's fine.
Yeah, so there's a table in the item in your inventory. Because I guess there's 7 versions of this. Yeah, there's 7 versions. I think the module technically says Kanaith Mandolin, but I don't really care which one. If you want the loot, you can have the loot. It has, animal friendship, protection from energy, fire only, and protection from poison. So those are basically the spells you can cast out of it, not counting against your spell slots. None of those are charms. So I think basically you can play an instrument and cast one of its spells. So you pick one of those. Once it's been used, it can't be used to cast that spell. Oh, you can play the instrument while casting a spell that causes any of its targets to become charmed You can play the instrument while casting a spell that causes any of its targets to be charmed. I might have to look this one up. Because I feel like the while casting a spell, I'm not sure if that causes the charm or if it is only a spell. I think it's adding a charm effect.
That's the way it reads, right?
But then it says, oh god, you play the instrument while casting a spell that causes any of its targets to be charmed on a failed saving throw, thereby imposing disadvantage on the save. But they have to fail it before they get disadvantage on it. I have to probably go look up errata on this one because I'm not quite sure how I need to interpret that sentence, and I'm not awake enough to try and interpret it.
Yeah, and if it's okay, I'll keep the mandolin if that's fine. The one that you originally posted.
Oh, sure, Cure wounds, dispel magic, and protection from energy, lightning only.
Yeah, if that's cool with you.
Yeah, so basically you get those 3 spells. You get each one once a day, basically.
Gotcha.
And you cast it out of the mandolin as opposed to out of your spell slots.
That's cool. What level is the dispel magic?
Probably the base level for whatever dispel magic is, because it doesn't say what level it is, so it would be whatever dispel magic is. So that would be dispel magic is a 3rd level spell.
Cool.
Okay. And then protection so basically whatever the spell's base. So cure wounds, it says it's casting it at 3rd level. Yeah, because there's other ones where it calls out the level, because some spells have different effects based on the level you cast them on. Dispel magic does, but since it doesn't call out the level, it's just 3rd level.
Gotcha.
And then protection from energy. Let's look at that. Details. No. Description. Oh, you just get resistance. And in 5th edition, that doesn't scale. So, because resistance is just half damage. So if you run into lightning, that'll be useful.
Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, thanks again, man, for allowing me to join. This was super fun.
Yep. The tomb continues to be punishing, so, we're kind of at the ultimate stage of the campaign over here, at least for this portion of it. So, this dungeon is meant to be kind of a bitch. Just so, if it seems like some of this stuff is crazy, it's because it is, and it's been ramping up as we descend deeper. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go pass out.